Hello and welcome to a Vaceran Dream. Oh man, it's been a minute since we've been back. Hello, welcome to a Vaceran Dream. I am Patrick Clayton, your host and dungeon master. Welcome. We are back after a week hiatus here. We're going to get back to our main campaign here, but before we do so, we'd like to thank all the people that allow for us to do what we're going to do, and that would be first and foremost Easy Roller Dice Company, please. They supplied for us these amazing dice trays and metal acrylic and all kinds of other cool dice. Please check them out at easyrollerdiceco.com. Also, we'd like to give a big shout out to an amazing charity that we are working with, Sustainable Families Foundation. Please check them out at their website, sustainablefamiliesfoundation.org. I will get it out, I promise.
Okay.
Also, amazing artist Carolina Brontes, who does our character arts, has done our character art for us, and will be doing some character art for us in the very near future.
She just reopened her
commissions, yeah. So we'll get that moving. But yeah, if you'd like to check her out, she does have a Twitter account. You can check her out at @fires_00, or her Patreon. She has amazing artist and up and comer. So please check her out. I think. Other than that, I think we have other projects coming up. You guys should please stay tuned to our Twitch channel, and you'll see all those amazing things that will be coming up here in the very near future. I think we're going to get started here, but before we do so, I think we need to address something. The elephant in the room.
Live VD Nation. Tonight we need your help. This is a sketch of one Raoul Renaud Rizzo. The Continue Our Town Guard need your help in locating him, as he is wanted for the murder of a random hobo. This hobo murder, not murder hobo, is a top priority, and any information can be sent to the Continue Our Town Guard, or your local town guard, or Goat Magistrate. Thank you.
Be on the lookout. We will, if anybody has any information, please send it to our Twitch account, or you can find us on Instagram or Twitter. Please let us know if you have seen that individual. He is a wanted criminal.
That's what the mustache is. I have an FBI shirt, but a certain other streamer had it on. Some FBI had it.
Nice.
Oh.
That is. This is entrapment.
So, I think after that we should get started. The party, after traveling from the province of Ville-de-Rol, traveled far south to that of the Nadrian province, to the city of Cariad. After staying the night in an outpost, a few outbursts had occurred, as many secrets were had, and the party found themselves questioning their next path. A possible brush-in with maybe an old adversary? You're not sure? You guys are 100% sure. It was a doppelganger. Anyway, Doppelganger. No, not gonna do it. Anyway, made your way to the city of Cariad, where you found that there was a holiday being celebrated. A week-long festival called the Nights of Despair, which honored all of the evil gods, but with a bit of fun. Children ran parades in the streets, paper mache visages of these deities throughout the city as you guys passed through, making your way to the house of one Dovavar Van Boren. Upon exiting this the carriage with your current ward, Stardust, you stood in front of Dovavar's house, welcoming you into his home. You were hesitant. Eventually making your way in, served you a fine dinner that tasted especially good. Those who did eat it.
Yeah.
Right? Potatoes. What am I doing? What am I supposed to do with this?
Face cream.
After some stories were had of your adventures or mishaps, so to speak, Dovar made his way, ushered you to his his place of his shop, where just above the shop, those who started with Dovar know that he had a dormitory-style living space for you to bed down. Some of you, this is home. The rest of you might be just a place of passing through. But this is when you reveal to him the item in question. Currently now still within its box, as we saw what happened last time. That was brought out. Dovar, it was given to Dovar to what he would like to do with it. He suggested upon the next morning we can all investigate this together, and then we can decide what must happen. With that, Dovar exited the room, taking the box with him.
Yes.
So he has the box. He runs away. No.
Probably not done with either.
From his own house.
He runs next door.
Yikes.
You guys are standing up, as Marceline begins to light the sconces in the room to illuminate. It is now nighttime, and your bunk-style accommodations are there in front of you. What is it that you were doing?
I organized the entire mess of items that I do on the table.
Oh yeah, there's poker chips, there's coin, there's gems, everything just out on the floor.
So I go and very OCD kind of organize it in a very neat, presentable stack when he comes back.
And you do so with precision.
Looks like a nice little storefront.
Color coded, etc.
Love it.
I put price tags in.
What's
50 gold for 50 gold.
About what time is it?
You guys got there rather late, so it's probably about 10 o'clock in the evening.
Alright, I am going to start setting my bed, replacing any linens with material I'm more comfortable with, and just start with
What material is people look more comfortable with?
It's gonna be the furs that I normally lay out on our campsite. It's gonna go on the bear mattress.
So you pull the sheets off?
Yeah.
Alright.
You
Bear
can put bear
mattress.
skin on the bear mattress.
Yes! Bears on bears.
Ooh.
Starting strong.
Start strong. Start strong. Anyway. So you, as Pipalook actively begins to strip the bed and make it more accommodating to her, what is it that the rest of you are doing? Unido organizing. You put it back in the bag. You're leaving it in the center of the room.
It's on the center room.
Yeah, just right there, but it's stacked neatly. Precision. Nothing teetering. Everything just to the point where he would know the exact point where it would start to. Nope, that's going to be another stack. What are the rest of you doing? At this point, we'll say Felifera takes the time. She looks at Navarre, notices the time, and she makes her way over to her area of the bed. Roy, Mr. Couture, you take notice that she does pull out the spear, sits down with it, and begins to commune in some way with her deity as Navarre positions himself in front and now begins to survey the room. You take notice of this first and foremost.
While she's doing that, I'm going to kind of keep an eye on her and just, keep an eye on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Marceline, a little bit more especially than everybody else.
Okay. Yeah. Marceline, as you pay attention to her, you don't no roll necessary. She begins to, after she lights all the torches, she makes her way over to her bedding area. She does give it a good dust off. It's been some time since she's been back home. She fluffs out the pillows and gets the bit of dust that's on there and begins to prepare herself for bed. She does take notice of you, kind of looking her way, and closes the curtain as she can prepare, so she can prepare for bed.
No need to not be creepy. I'll go ahead and start.
It's the mustache.
Yeah. I'll go. Anyway, I'll go ahead. I'm gonna unload my weapons, both
Okay.
my handguns. I'm gonna unload them, set the cartridges down, and I'm gonna sit there and start practicing sequences with my hands and elbows off my belt. All these crazy spots to recock the gun in different locations and quickly, reload and practice.
Okay, but
Practice just these movements.
make me a dexterity roll.
Yep. All right. 21 straight dexterity.
Okay, yeah, and all of you begin to hear the clicking as he's rubbing it, takes it across his shoulder, moves it down. You begin to see the the hard hammer of his palm across the hammer of the weapon, and he'd be doing this in motions. None of you are familiar with this exercise at all, but definitely takes the time and moves it across his belt, his jacket, etc.
And after a solid hour of that or so, I'm going to reload my weapons and put them away.
Okay. Unido, Rao, Eric's, what are you doing in these? Oh no, we'll say Unido, you're still.
Simple stuff. I'm gonna disrobe to just like a simple tunic and like trousers. It's like take off all the extra stuff I've been carrying for a majority of this. I'm gonna go up to Roy with my chainmail shirt with the huge gap in it. I'm gonna say, I'm planning to get something new. I know you need a lot of scrap metal, so you can have this.
I appreciate it.
And so he has a
Chain shirt. There you go. Mark that in your inventory if you need to.
Critically hit several times.
Oh, it's banged up, but you could you start to look at it and you can see that there's parts of it that you can utilize, and there's parts of it that you're just gonna have to cut away, discard, or melt down to the point where it can be repurposed.
Probably be repurposed for people as well.
And then I'm going to, because this is the first time we've been with a proper shower, find a bathroom and like take a bath for like an hour long.
Okay, easily
Get all
enough.
the mud from between my fingers and whatever.
Got your lush bath bomb.
Yeah, definitely.
Easily enough though. There is only one bathing area up here. No one seemed to be rushing towards it. Unido? No one seemed to be rushing towards the bath. So you do make your way in, unpack some of your traveling clothes that you can finally why am I carrying traveling clothes? I'm not going to wear the traveling clothes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you begin to clean yourself up for the night and make your way back out. We'll say as your bath ends, you can start to see a few of the sconces have been doused as your other party members have begun to fall asleep. Eric's, well, he goes to take a bath. What are you doing?
Is there an empty bed somewhere near the door? Or
Yes, there would be, and there was several. There was actually more than your current group is. The number would exceed.
one that doesn't seem like it's been lived in. It's something.
Yeah.
Just an extra one.
Easily enough. Again, as you saw Marceline do, there's a bit of dust on it. It's not a room that's kept up to snuff. You guys were gone, or they were gone, for what you wouldn't believe some time, but it did not need to be maintained. So there was a bit of dust on it. You take the top opportunity. You can dust off the bed, clean it off for yourself.
I'll remove my cloak and kind of lay it out on the bed as kind of like a topper to that, and then just get my spell book out and lay my bag down, and just take a moment to breathe, I guess, because this is the first time there's been any like downtime where I don't feel immediately in danger or in action, I suppose.
Okay. We'll say Rael makes his way, perches himself on the bunk style bed, just looking out at what you're doing.
Starts pecking at the wood a little bit.
Yeah, that's annoying.
He's
The woodpecker's in the room. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
You eventually retire. Pivot retires. Everyone retires.
After I set up my bed, I would like to, if I have time, take out the troll skin that I have and cut it into 8 different pieces.
Okay. We'll say as Piplup pulls out the troll skin, you would easily enough to be able to cut this down. This is just you're taking your time, not being rushed by this. There is a waft throughout the room, some rancid stink, which I will say urges you hear behind the curtain that where Marceline is. You hear a window open up to waft some of this putrescence out the window. But yes, easily enough, you cut these into 8 manageable
like strips.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to roll up each one and say to the group, we've had issues with a creature stealing our identity. I hope this is some means of keeping ourselves safe and being able to prove who we are. And I'd like to hand a little bit of troll skin to each person.
Okay. So like a bris, everyone gets this piece of jerky.
Yeah.
Does it smell bad or anything?
Oh, it's
a little foul.
It's a little foul. It's a little right.
Was this before or after I took a bath?
Yeah, definitely after. You got the
After
towel on your head.
Did anyone try to go to the bathroom after me?
I don't think so. No.
I will attempt to go back to the bathroom and clean this piece of troll skin.
Okay. Scrub it. You scrub it. you get the idea that if you stretch it any more than it already is, it's just going to snap apart. But yeah, you have this now. You have each one of you make a note. You do have a piece of rolled up fruit by the foot.
Put on my
Fruit roll up.
Fruit troll up.
Fruit roll up. Ah, look at this food.
Well, we've seen with the battle with Marceline's magic that it does react peculiarly with fire, so I'm hoping push comes to shove. We can use that to prove our identities.
Rouse in the bathroom, just look. Okay. It's like, what is this? You can like see through it. So, as you guys all retire for the night, Eric's one thing you take to notice is that when you lay down in bed, your legs hang off. You're way too tall for these beds.
Do the little like.
Yeah.
Fetal position.
Unido, do you lay down or do you just position yourself as a piece of furniture in the room?
Actually, so we're on the second floor
Second
of, the
floor,
building of his shop.
Of his shop, and they're almost identical buildings. So his house is right next door to his actual.
So are we able to go down into his shop, like, or take the stairs down?
You can move freely if you'd like.
Does it have a storefront window?
It does.
I like to position like a mannequin in front of the storefront window.
I love it. Any particular pose that you're holding?
I change like every hour.
Okay. It's funny as you do. Roll me a perception check.
Or your dice.
Wow! Don't touch my dice.
Don't roll those low
4.
numbers on my dice.
4? That's not you. We should pass it over to that gentleman. Thank you. A 4. Okay, no. We'll say you hear. Well, at the very least, you hear passing footfalls throughout the night, but they seem to be in unison. But you're not paying attention. You're always focused off to the side. So very much Hamlet style and facing down.
Yep.
Use the total couture pose and everything. It's just but you never noticed it. But you do hear clunk, 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 clunk. But it's almost, we'll say every hour. It seems like somebody passes, but you're not sure who it was. The night progresses, and you guys, you all wake up. As of last week, you did level. So if you did not level, make sure that you.
I sent you the feed.
Thank you.
A message.
Yeah, I'll look at it later. It may not
I'm
come
writing
into play.
you feed right now so that you have a reference right now.
Thank you. So, you guys wake up the next morning. None of you see Unido immediately. You're not sure where he went off to. You would see Marceline already appears to be up and prepared, and she is donning now fresh robes with her insignia of the academy of the university she goes to, with the symbol of the 4 on it, very much reminiscent of the image that is behind me here. And she prepares and she puts on her fancy wizard hat that she likes to wear. What do you guys get up and begin to prepare yourselves for the day?
Are the slats on the bed like typical bunk style where there's like little holes?
Yes.
My horns are stuck through that.
Tink, tink, tink.
You pull, eventually get your head pulled out, and you notice, and you see two holes in the wall.
Oops.
Like plastered holes. Yeah.
Yikes.
But
Just kind of scoot the bed a little bit so up against the wall.
get some toothpaste.
Yep. Yeah.
Never happened.
Yep.
It's the band of crows.
I'm
I'm sorry. That joke was a little out of my normal scope. I apologize.
Oh man!
Man, it's gonna be so fun killing you later. Anyway, so eventually, as you guys prepare, are you ready?
Planning that for a week.
Are all of you wearing your normal armor, or are you wearing regular clothing?
I'm wearing very regular. I'm like wearing like loafers and like leather slacks and a tunic.
Okay, so make your. Not that I'm going. Not anything bad will happen.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the worst wink ever.
Was that what that was?
I'm having a stroke over here. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Wait, it is winter though, right?
It is winter.
So actually, I have.
It's funny you should say that, because as you look out the window, you do notice a bit of snow flurry.
Oh, snap.
As soon as I see the snow flurry, I'll put my jacket on. That's
Okay,
about it.
you put your jacket on. Those of you who are wearing regular clothing, make the modification to your armor class. You know that is 10 plus your dexterity.
I look the same as always.
Okay.
I'll be wearing my armor, especially since there's a doppelganger on the loose.
Pipalook takes the bed sheets and puts them back on it. Unido's still not up in the room, but eventually, do you make your way up, or are you still in pose?
In pose, yeah.
As you're in pose, you would see Dovar unlock the front door to the shop, begin to make his way in, again in his long, fancy green and purple robes like you wear. And he stops, takes notice of you, walks over.
Turn to meet his gaze.
Ah, there he is. Hey, Unido, what are you doing? Well, good morning to you. Are you plan on following me up with to greet the rest? Well, right this way. He begins to follow up.
Yeah,
You do see his robes do drag a tad bit behind him, but as he makes the stairs, he hikes it up and makes his way up the stairs. As you guys are all getting, we'll say, last bit boots on and get the jacket on, and you see Dovar make his way up the stairs, metal box in hand. Did everyone rest well? Everyone looks refreshed. Marceline, you look wonderful, darling. She smiles and nods, and she's very happy to see him. She pulls out her wand and holsters it. And the rest of you, everyone sleep well. Sleep well? And I do apologize for the length of the beds. All right.
It's quite all right.
They accommodate
standing
most.
right, doing the
Yeah. Maybe a slight handshake. Everybody.
Move along.
Nothing to see here. Oh, that's fine, man. Okay.
16.
Oh, thank you. 18.
18 pays no mind to whatever you're trying to block. Well, if you'd like to follow me down, we make our way to my special workroom, my workshop, and we can explore this box further. If that's fine with everyone? Marceline, are you accompanying us? And she nods.
I assume there's precautions in place in case there's some negative effect similar to what we experienced.
I have a few, but as described before, I shouldn't be too worried about too much. Is that accurate?
I don't know completely how it works, but the orb does snatch a memory from you, and then those in its presence can see that memory. So I'm not quite sure how you feel about that.
I have my ways around things like that, but we'll see. We'll figure. Again, everyone's more than welcome into the workshop. Do not feel obligated to be there. I'm sure most of you have been exposed to this already, so I don't want to put you in harm's way any further than you already made yourselves.
I haven't seen it, but I admit that I am curious as to what kind of item this is.
I think I'll go swing a hammer instead.
You're heading out.
Yeah, I'll go find a forge. Do some tinkering.
Very well. Make your way about town. It is a cold one out, so please bundle up, Mr. Kotor.
Always do.
I might find you in a little bit to work on the armor, if that's okay.
That's fine. I'll be there to help you.
Okay, so you head out.
Do you have any recommendations, Dovar? Because I plan on getting some new armor myself. And which direction you're sending Roy?
Well, Roy, all I can give him is a general location of the Iron Hammer. I don't wear armor myself. A few of my comrades in the back in the day, as they say, they did tend to. Well, one did not wear much at all. But I did have one associate that wore armor. He was more inclined to get his materials from Isgar. But there are many shops, Mr. Kotor, if you'd like to look about. It is called the Iron Hammer Market for a reason. But feel free to ask about. And if you'd like, you can throw my name around. I'm sure somebody will. Well, I'm not sure everybody would know. Maybe. But the rest of you, please, come. Mr. Kotor.
Good day.
I will see you. Tonight, the gala, don't forget.
Oh, yes.
And the rest of you part ways. Down, when you get to the bottom of the spiral staircase, you would go right, and you see Mr. Kotor heading left towards the front door. The door opens up easily enough as you pass out, and you see him exit when Mr. Kotor has left. The rest of you are brought down to another set of stairs that go even lower, about the same distance. This would be some sort of sub-basement into the shop.
What's today's official date?
Today's official date, because I got the calendar in front of me under all.
Yeah.
It is not recalled yet.
Is that recall?
No, it is. No, it is recalled.
Just
I apologize.
changed.
It is the 24th of Recult. That would be Vadia.
That sounds difficult.
Whatever you say, Ethelroy.
Yeah, right.
Good old Ethel.
You're brought down into another workshop where you see a large wood and metal door. No doorknob on it whatsoever. You tap, tap, tap. I would be careful, Mr. Unido. Please don't touch the door any more than you need to. Dovar walks up to it, and I'm going to. You do see him gesture his hands in a certain way. Most of you do, because I rolled a 10 on his sleight of hand check, and he is not that dexterous. But he does maneuver his hands, trying to keep it somewhat subtle, as doing some sort of combination lock. And a bit of magic disperses, and the door opens up. He enters the room, and you see, this is where you see a lot more. Several paintings on the wall. Some of them, as you walk past and you enter into the room, the paintings on the wall look like they're moving. Whether it's that of a person inside that just kind of nods and looks at you and pays attention to you as you begin to move. One nods, a very noble figure, knight, kind of just looks down at you and nods as with approval of seeing fellow warriors around him. You see a piece of furniture, a chair, move across the room and place itself down as Dovar takes a seat at a table in front of him. All around you see boxes and cases and cages and pets and things that appear to be alive, and some things that don't appear to be alive at all, but still are within cages and boxes.
I would like to use my divine sense to look around and just see what celestial being or undead, just get a sense of like what's in the room.
Okay. What's the range on it?
It is 60 feet. That's not behind total cover.
Okay. You sense you get to a sense of undead. Does it allow for you to pinpoint exactly where?
It says I detect the presence and I know the location of.
Okay. Yeah. Off to the side, you do see it appears to be some sort of bird. There are no feathers. There's no internal organs, no skin. It is just bones. And it looks about. But the front of the beak itself is almost like that of like an exotic bird, almost like a toucan or something like that. Still with color, but almost fading out into like grays into a deeper black. That would be, and then you see off to the other side in another cage, a winged beast. Your attention is drawn to, but it is smaller, tiny horns, and like a spine-like tail. Essentially in a bird cage style situation.
Okay.
But
I'll take up the rear and like look at the photos a little bit, and I'll ask, Dovar, who are these paintings of?
Wave to all the paintings.
They wave and they wave back at you as you wave to them.
My mind is blown from moving paintings.
These are very famous people of Erlaya. These pictures, and I've yet to find the person that's painted them, were painted, and still trying to find out why they move. I don't know if maybe their souls are trapped within, or the artist has just utilized some sort of illusory magic to allow for that. But they are active and they respond to myself talking. They do not speak themselves as well. They are paintings.
Do the paintings have any aura of celestial feet or undead?
Nope.
Okay.
It's like the Salvador Dali kiosk.
So you found them all around Erlaya? You didn't find them?
I've had several people bring them in to me. Yeah, some have, some more nefarious people have brought them to my attention, and others I acquired when I was an adventurer, and that is when I realized that they were actually a thing. And you see about 6 paintings.
Do they all appear to be the same style, the same artist?
Roll me an investigation check.
10.
10. Your familiarity with like artwork in that nature. I mean, you could probably gauge that they are the same sort of like oil painting style, but are they using the same techniques? You're not sure. Is it the same artist? None of them are signed, which that would make it way easier for him to find out who made them. But you're not seeing it as you get close, but it's a little eerie. You kind of keep your distance as they do, and as you're looking at to see their heads tilt down. Like, what are you doing? What are you looking at? I think one gets a little bashful as you like look at it, and he's like, whoa. Turns around. But yeah, all moving. None of them speak, but some of their mouths move as they may be attempting to say something, but nothing is produced.
Is it just a minor curiosity, or is there some deeper magic in them?
I have no idea. This is a new project of mine. This was actually the last thing that I had, one of the last things I acquired. These three, he points to three, a knight, like a druid type entity, and someone like a bard, we'll say, a gentleman holding a lute.
What are the other three?
The other three would be where are my notes?
One is a mannequin. It's very odd.
It's not a mannequin.
He's doing the robot.
I like them a lot. They don't speak.
One is a tabaxi, but wearing more tribal like clothing. The other is a halfling that appears to be rather well dressed, and the other is a centaur, female centaur, and her hair drapes in front of her as she's not wearing any clothing, covering herself. But yes, you would see those images in front of you. Dovar seated at this large, we'll say, wooden banquet-style table, high-backed chairs, and he places the box in the center of the table.
I sit around them.
Okay. And I am just to open this. Marceline speaks up. She says, "Yes, it does take a bit to open. I had to use a bit of magic, arcane, to make the box open. What I understood, Mr. Rousseau and Mr. Couture had an issue opening the box several times via their methods." And she leans and looks at you.
I kind of like shade down. Pretend like I didn't hear anything.
I did take the initiative, though, Dovar, and open the box. Probably not for my own betterment, but yes. It does require a bit of magic, and I can do it again if you'd like, Dovar. Is it latched? And he looks to Marceline. Has latched again, yes? And he inspects it. Oh, I rolled an 18 plus. Yes, it is locked again. Marceline, yes, please. And as you suggested, when the box opens, something happens.
I'll say, "Oh yeah," and I'll like try to brace myself against any furniture for once it opens.
Okay. And I apologize for forgetting this. Velafera has made her way down with you as well. She stands there, very quiet, off to the side, and she kind of gives a foul look to one of the paintings and just keeps herself away.
Is the door closed?
No, it is wide open.
I go run, close the door.
No, look at you.
And I can sit back down.
You do feel it does take you a bit. It is a heavier door, but you get it eventually closed. You look, and there's no handle, so you don't know if you've latched it or not. But it is closed.
I put a box in front of it, and I run back.
6 days later, Roy, where is everyone?
Yeah. We're dying of starvation down here. We had to eat Marceline.
And the paintings.
And the paintings.
And the paintings.
Pipluke's eating that dead bird.
Yeah, there's marrow in there.
Yeah, right. Marceline waits for everyone to prepare themselves, and she begins the incantation of her knock spell. And the lid of the metal box pops open. You guys wait for a second there. I need everyone to make a wisdom saving.
Yep, that seems alright.
I'm just glad it's still there.
Yeah.
Oh, Marceline succeeds with a 19 on
Bird's
the
a
die.
doppelganger. It has a thing.
And Dovar. Oh my god, Dovivar. Ooh. Oh. I don't know if Mr. Dovar's gonna make it.
Does he get inspiration?
No, he's got another thing he'll use.
Oh man.
He cast mind your own damn business.
Wisdom saving throw. He is going to not succeed.
Yeah.
With that, as what did you roll? I'm sorry.
Mod 20.
Mod 20. Good.
17.
Good.
15?
No.
6.
And it's just at this point, with that, the ball pulses out, and
Did Marceline pass?
I got my head.
she did.
ready.
She rolled a nat 19.
Then
Yeah.
Telefera passed.
What's this?
Telefera.
Oh, Pharaoh.
I got my head ready for it to.
Nope.
Extract
Lafera
thought.
has rolled a critical failure.
No, she loses 20 thoughts.
In this instance, you see a bit of the energy disperse out. Pipalook, as it reaches out for you, it reels back, as well as Unido. This bit of, we'll say, gives off almost like a white puff or cloud of smoke, and almost when it does hit you, Eric's, you see it latches onto you and almost pulls back your image in a cloud of smoke. Same thing with you, Rao. Pulls back an image into Marceline. It backs away from her. You see it, and all of you see it hit Dovivar, and in an instance, he shrugs it back. I am gonna roll something.
No.
At this point, Dovivar is going to use his Tides of
Hope
Chaos.
you campaign by yourself.
Right.
He's gonna roll his Tides of Chaos to again. I'm gonna roll again, and he still fails.
Oh no!
I rolled 7 plus 2. No. So that is an 18. And in this instance,
Fireball's 30 seconds, so we're good.
you see Dovar. He tries to hold back and will this away, and you see the image pull away from Dovar. And as it does, you see this beard extend out of his cleanly shaven face, and it is made of all these peacock-style feathers. And it hangs down to his knees, and he's like, "Yep, I kind of figured that would happen." And the ball absorbs the energy. Villafera pulls from her as well. You guys look, and you just see the glass crystal, or the crystal orb, just pulsing with energy. Dovar with the long beard now, looking so. What happens now?
Is everyone okay?
Am I feared or anything? What was it? I don't remember the effects completely.
I just pull your thought.
Yeah.
What was the whole thing
Someone
about
has to
Marceline like
hold-
having?
Someone
Because
has to be
she,
holding it.
yeah, from what you remember, I will retcon this a little bit. What you remember is that Villafera was the first to touch it, and that's all you. And as soon as she touched it, she was afraid of most of you.
Marceline?
Yes,
Okay.
it was a lot for her to take in.
I'll say, this is when the fun part begins.
And you should pick it up.
Who's picking it up?
I said you should pick it up.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you pick it up,
he pulls the beard out of the way, looks down, he's holding the beard,
be careful, careful.
and he grabs it. And in that instance, you see all the energy that is coalesced around this crystal ball pulse out, and he absorbs it into himself. His eyes glaze over in very much the same color of the smoke and the haze, and his beautiful purple amethyst eyes cloud over and eventually are very much themselves. And tell me a happy moment, Mr. Rosal.
Probably college graduation, when he finished his first level of education at college. First time having a decent circle of friends, first time having his family around. It was the first time Ral ever felt like life will be okay now.
Wearing your graduation robes, not much a gown, but a robe. Yeah, it was a very big moment, big school.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of graduates in that class. Very happy moment for you. Eric's, tell me a happy moment.
Question.
Does it have to be something that he actively remembers, or can it be something he might not remember? Technically.
Entirely up to you.
Okay. So Dovavar would see a young, probably 18, slight young man with orange hair and glasses, possibly a second or third meeting. It looks like there's a shop around them, and they're doing some kind of business, but it's like a friendly interaction, light, joking. That's
You see him well, you vaguely see him smile through this intense feathered beard that is on his face now. He grins, looks about, and he looks over to Pipalook and Unido and just, peculiar. I absorbs a memory from Velithera. That is her memory. And, peculiar. So, only good things, I'm presuming, with this.
What?
Only good things.
interesting.
Marceline had a very different reaction.
And she speaks up. Yes, what I saw was not good things, Dovar. Not good things at all. I'd like to hear more.
Is he like Growl, like actually like angry about this?
I too, we never really talked about what was seen.
Well, I believe I've taken them. I have absorbed a moment of their time, of their lives. Some very, maybe personable moments.
What did you see?
I saw, if it's fine with you, Mr. Rosal.
And then I look at Marceline, like I would assume it'd be the same as Marceline saw.
I don't know what Marceline saw.
She saw.
I saw. What I saw was nothing good, Dovar. Nothing good at all. I saw you graduating from your school. Top of your class. Not too bad.
Thanks.
I applaud.
Clink, clink, clink. Clack, clack, clack.
Claves.
And I saw a very happy moment for Mr. Eriks.
I'm gonna go up to Dovar and I will whisper the moment I saw from Eric's to Dovar. And while whispering, I'll say, "It's not my place to reveal anything out loud." That
You said you're whispering?
yeah, I'm whispering to him specifically.
Okay. Maybe sleight of hand. Whisper.
Yeah. Okay, sleight of hand, 19.
19. Okay. You see him lean over, but you're not sure what he's saying.
I'll just say, I'll explain the whole memory, and I'll say, it's not my place to reveal personal information of the people I'm traveling with, but that's what I saw from them. Nothing happy. Definitely not anything happy.
It doesn't give you like a side eye, but definitely a bit of acknowledgement as he's hearing your name and putting the name to the face.
So I clearly know I'm being talked about here.
Dovar's not one to keep secrets.
Right?
That you know of.
That you know.
Peculiar. I think, well, that's a lot. If it takes memories, that's no good. Well, I mean, it in the right hands, it could be utilized for great things. In the wrong hands, I can see where this could be an issue. And I appreciate, and he looks at Marcia, I do appreciate you being precautious in this, and all of you, for that matter. But yes, I do believe that this needs to be, we'll say, better lost for the time being. I'd like to do more research on it if that's not a problem.
I'm curious as to what controls which memory is taken.
I would have to take time with it. I'm not familiar, and he holds it still. He's still holding it. He looks at it, and there's nothing, just looks like a clear crystal ball. Nothing about it.
Poke it.
No, he pulls it back and says, no, we need to learn more about this, Mr. Unido. More, please. This is not a toy. This is very serious.
I grab the box.
Yes, and he looks at the box and says, peculiar. And you look into the interior of the box, it looks like a very just mundane metal box. I mean, someone took time to craft it, but it is very just, you could put anything in here. Buttons.
They're all
Perhaps.
upstairs.
Stacked up.
Good.
Yeah, just be careful because there are other people that want it, and
Well, I'm sure many people would want this.
some of them know that you have it now. So
As explained last night, yes, I understand. You're making me very, very aware. But disguise, people of deception. I can be very deceptive myself.
good to know.
Inside check. 7.
He can be, as stated, he can be very deceptive himself.
This
He's
research.
a doppelganger.
We're alive.
Oh, that's gonna be the day, man, when the doppelganger comes out, and I'm gonna just rip off the shirt and just stop the game. It's gonna be spelled wrong.
Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody
Expects the doppelganger.
What were you saying?
This research that you're hoping to do, through it, would someone be able to recreate this item? How would you keep this information safe?
Recreate. I mean, I'd have again. Very well. And he's going to cast detect magic on it, and as he does, nope, the wild magic does not go off.
Yay!
But he looks it over and he recreate. This is a very old. This is a relic from quite some time ago. Recreating something like this would take some time. I personally don't have the means to do so, but would someone be able to? I could probably say yes. And from what I understand, there may be others that do similar things to what this does, but nothing as severe or extensive.
My concern is, if this item is truly to be lost, then any information that points to its existence would counteract that.
Yes. I have methods of keeping things secret. Feel that is there something that I can do to help make you feel better about it?
Just an urge for caution. I know that this is not an easy city to keep secrets in with, I believe, your relationship with the wizard school and
Very
different
true.
dynamics at play.
Very true. And I will assure you, I can be very cautious. As you see this long beard that's straight in front of him, I can be very cautious, Mr. Yonaguni. I will do everything in my power to make sure that nothing is brought to this. There are several relics that I have within my shop here that have been kept secret for quite some time. I guess that would align in the people that I trust as well. And he looks to all of you as he says this.
When he says items in his shop that have been kept secret, does he his body language point to anything in specific?
Roll me an insight check.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just curious. 11.
11. Nothing in particular. I mean, you get the sense that everything in here, everything down in this room specifically, is here for that purpose.
Okay.
It's not walking through the opening of the shop. Everything was on display, plates and regalia and flags and etc. Because he wants that to be shown. Even in the rear room where there are other books and things of that nature, there are lights, and he is wanting down here. There are no windows. There's one door. This things are in here for a reason.
Okay.
With that role, that's what you
Sure.
gauge. But he does not pinpoint anything within the room. I would take some time with this, if that's not a problem. I would urge for you to be as cautious with this as well. As you have knowledge of this, you have knowledge of this. So.
And its caretaker also knows that it was in our possession.
And I start pointing out fingers, like
2, 3. It's like, I'm Batman. I'm Batman. Everybody knows you're Batman now. With that said, he looks to all of you and says, well, we don't have to sit here with this all day. There are many things for you to do in this wonderful city of Cariad. You've only had short time here. What do you wish to do on these days?
I believe I'm going to go join Roy, and if you could point me in the direction of a naturalist shop
A naturalist shop.
that deals
Let
in.
me see if I know. Let me see if I know of any. I do not. I don't tend to do with the natural-based magics. Mine from the heart. He moves his beard over. Comes from the heart. Comes from here. But again, the Iron Hammer would probably be the place where you could look throughout.
And I'll ask him for directions too.
Easily enough. He points, and then you take the street. It's going to be some distance. So enjoy the walk. Enjoy the weather. It's a beautiful day out. The rest of you, anything that you'd like to do, or maybe I could help you, guide you.
I was gonna look for food. If we're gonna be going to a gala tonight, I don't have anything particularly fancy on me.
Wait.
I have a few extra robes if you're interested.
I'm more of a tailcoat.
As you see his full, like the full paisley print that with velvet and everything. He's looking fly.
I'm more of a tailcoat kind of guy than a robe kind of person.
Well, you could travel not too far from here. I believe within the Garden District there is a place that most people tend to go to. I have all my stuff brought in from another portion, but like you do. And I forgot the name of the place.
Angry Tiara.
What is it? Yes, the
Is it
Angry Tiara.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Angry Tiara.
Angry Tiara.
So we've been there.
Yeah.
Yes, it's right here. Right, I just got to the page. Angry Tiara. Yes, that would be within the district, a few blocks from here, easily enough. If you're looking for clothing, Mr. Unido, as with them, very well. Eric's, and again, maybe I did not introduce myself as properly last night, and he does put out his hand to you.
I'll take his hand and
Yep.
shake it.
Yeah, shakes your hand. Is there anywhere? Sorry, Dovar, Van Born.
Eric's Rhymling. Pleased to meet you.
Not familiar, but we'll say, for narrative purposes, with what knowledge he's been granted, the handshake just tends to be a little longer. So he shakes your hand with the information of one memory and the actual physical memory in his brain. But you don't know any better. Just extended handshake. Is there anything you wish to do in this great city of Cariad? Where are you from?
A couple places. Port Merhedi is one of them.
In the background. Merhedi, ooh, treacherous place.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate place, but it was home for a while.
Well, I will. The Cariad is very much a far cry from Port Merhedi.
To be sure.
There are many sights to see. Please feel free. I would suggest to you, and as if young Marceline has not told you, the university is off limits unless you have a escort. I'm not even allowed there. Yes. Anyway,
I got two things to do before we leave. I want to test it. I want to approach the painting of the well-dressed halfling, and I want to use telepathy. I just want to say, "Hi," and they can speak back through this telepathical message if they're a creature or anything.
roll me intelligence. Are you proficient in Arcana? I forget.
I am.
Roll me an Arcana check.
I'll use my inspiration because I want to try to get this to work. Hey, it's a 19.
19?
No, sorry, 20 because I leveled up.
All right, 20. So you send out a link from your mind to what you believe is a mind on the other side within this painting. As you do, it just the visage pops up and acknowledges that you have made a connection to it. It begins to speak, and you see a rather jovial look on its face go to this deep scowl, as it is not pleased with you intruding into its mind. And you see this small halfling-like individual go from an immediate halfling, and it rips from its clothing and goes full wolf. and just lumbers in pain, looking directly at your faceless image.
Yeah. I would have been standing right in front of it.
You
too,
are,
so
but it's just this hulking, hunched back wolf, extended snout. This tiny little halfling stands easily about 6.5 feet tall.
Still in the pain.
Still in the pain.
Does anyone else notice?
Yeah.
Yes, you all. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is something. It's like, hey, little half. Oh, okay, that's a thing that happened. Very much a la Haunted House. Disney Haunted Mansion. Yeah.
Does Dovar look just as surprised as the rest of us?
He is not. You see him. You believe he's seen this before.
Is this common to happen?
Yes, I still haven't figured out that one.
You know, maybe you should take a couple steps back from that, buddy.
I take a few steps back.
I assure you, we're fine. No one's passing through that painting. He makes a note.
Do you know what kind of ability that is? We encountered a similar creature when we were traveling north.
Oh, lycanthropy.
Oh, and they can shift between the forms?
They do. Most. Some stay within and are forever locked. There's a few within the city. You'll run into them.
Are they dangerous to be inside the city?
No.
The ones that...
Actually, no. I think one works in Parliament. It's weird.
Why were they trying to kill those who passed between the outpost and Carrion?
Oh, that particular group, they have been there for quite some time, and they're led by Neanderthals. Well, I will say for lack of a better term. There's a certain bloodlust within some of these clans, tribes, that never shakes.
Their aggression was bestial.
Tends to be. That is why it's the Blood Road. Probably the safest of the roads along the Emerald. Sorry, beard in my mouth.
Was that Patrick or was that Dover?
It was both.
One final question before whatever else happens. How do we get to talk to whoever administrates the Bard College? We were talking about possibly enrolling Stardust inside there.
Also, as a note too, she was left upstairs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is fine. She can take care of herself. But so for the narrative, Stardust is upstairs.
You totally remembered she was in that room.
I think we know her worst memory.
I thought she stayed with the kids or something like that.
Oh no, she did. She did stay with the kids. Good note. It's been 2 weeks. I apologize. So yeah, she is at the other place. She's probably eating breakfast right now with the other girls. Bard College. Yes, the Onyx Assembly. Very. I know a few. Actually, I attempted to go there. Wasn't for me. But yeah.
She's very talented for such a young age. Maybe there's auditions or something to get her in.
We can. If I can speak to someone possibly tomorrow. If you'd like to accompany me, we can check that out. I would say for today, go where you need to go. Please get your clothing. I look presentable as you like. It's not necessary. Please don't feel like you have to put on a show for any of these people. I just want to. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. Oh. I almost forgot. Before you go, I believe I owe you a bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's head back upstairs. And you see the bird is kind of leaning and is trying to lean over. Eventually, the halfling shrinks back down from his wolf form into his regular form and back into his regular suit. Let's go. Mm-hmm.
Question: the toucan bird, does that look like it's intelligent when it's watching us?
Maybe an insight check.
Since it is watching us?
It's like a lost pet, just trying to...
Ooh, that's gonna be mod 20.
Skeleton, right?
Damn.
With a little Debbie on the eyes.
It doesn't have a just size. It's hard to gauge. It's definitely hard to gauge. There are no expressions on it, but it is leaning and it head cocked, and some sort of trying to gauge some sort of information, or just trying to understand what was being said. You're not sure if with your roll it was pretty high. But you're not sure. You're not familiar with that style of bird, and the fact that it is dead. It's hard to gauge. So Dover, come, let's go. Let's get out of this creepy place. And Marceline heads up. You guys, Velofera heads up as well. And you are brought back up to the main floor of the. You see him go behind a counter, and he begins to pull out a little chest. Opens it up, looks about. Okay.
I'm gonna go run upstairs and grab some things and come back down.
30 days there, 30 days back. Okay. And then I'd like to really help him out as well. All right, very well. And you come back down.
I have 3 items with me.
Okay.
Let's see. I like it, except we kind of found it as a group off the doppelganger, so it's probably just not mine to only keep. So I throw the cloak of the manta ray on his table. Just split that up between everybody.
I mean, can't get much resale value for something like this. Fairly common in my area of expertise. If you look around, if you look around, I mean, I tend to have more things that are harder to find. If you're looking to sell it, I could. There might be other places you could sell it to, but I would not need something of this nature, Mr. Rosal.
Sorry. Do you know of any areas where this item might carry more value in trade? Not necessarily in the city. We will be moving on south soon.
Well, the wizards would always prepare to take things that they could repurpose to their younger wizards. I'm sure there's more nefarious individuals within the Cassidy slums that would take it off your hands, and probably take your hands as well. But there is, from what I understand...
Maybe I can use it to barter with the people at the Angry Tiara to get all of our outfits for the gala.
That'd be great. I would be probably for the best. And not that I don't appreciate it, but it's not something that I can... It has no really antique value. There is a... Just so you're aware, there is a pawn shop, a hawk shop within the Cassidy slums that I've been made aware of. I've not been there personally, but there's a there's an individual called Vakri, and I believe it is Vakri's Pawn that you could go to sell something like that.
How do I spell Vakri?
Vakri.
Smell like you feel it. There's an X in there.
Just writing nothing.
It's all
Yeah, just, there's no ink in my pen. I'm just like dragging my pen.
And you said you had other items, Mr. Rosal.
Yeah, these aren't more for value. They're just interesting. So I just wanted to gift them to you. This one's actually Ethrith's diary about Claythorpe and everything that happened there. And
Looks at it. It's rather old.
yeah, it's been his since he started adventuring, and then it's been around after he died. So, and then this one, we were trying to all look through it, but none of us could quite figure out what it's about. And I hand him the Madman diary with a bunch of scribblings and symbols on it that none of us could read. None of us really knew what it was, but it was inside his library.
He looks it over with his plethora of languages that he knows. This is very peculiar.
Yeah, we were just, like, none of us could figure it out, and so maybe we thought you could, and just tell us vaguely what it is. It just looks like chicken scratch to us.
Marceline tried even through arcane means to decipher it.
I cannot read it. But I will, I can take some time with it. Maybe, I think I do have a bit of magic that can help me. I probably shouldn't put you guys in any more danger than I already have. So, if you'd like, and if you're handing these over to me, I could probably accommodate with a bit of coin for these.
Yeah, no rush. Just whatever you find out about
them. Is there anything else?
And is it possible that coin could help get Stardust into this college that she's looking to get into?
We will inquire. I have, again, I know a few people. Maybe I can help out in any way I can. We'll see. We'll see what that may entail. But we'd have to speak with the headmaster over there.
Raul's gonna fold his arms and say, speaking of items gotten as a team, there was the cape, and then there is the spear.
There is the spear.
Spear.
Yeah, we found it in some sort of orcish temple, and I opened my other book, that's my personal notes, just about the temple, wanted to show them.
Meanwhile, Villafera is standing not too far behind. She's arms crossed, just kind of waiting quietly.
I believe it's with your things.
I have it, yes. I do.
And wouldn't it be wise for Dovar to look over it?
A conversation could be had with myself and Mr. Van Born, but I will currently hang on to it, if that's not a problem.
I look at Piddledoo because she's our tough girl here.
I believe the spear was something that we brought into the group collectively. I believe it's something that we should all be informed about.
To play devil's advocate, though, we only found the spear because of a vision Vaceran had.
We only got the spear because we almost died to a band of marauding orcs.
That is also a fair point.
All of us equally took some stabbings.
I need to speak with my people first before I can make any decision. If I was led to this by my deity, then I need to speak and understand what it is I have from them.
I believe Dovar could give you the same information, could he not? What more would your people be able to tell you?
Perhaps the significance to their particular practices. I think that it wouldn't hurt for Dovar to look at it. I don't think he's going to, I mean, I haven't known him for very long, but I don't believe that he's going to try and steal it out from under her. But I also think that the knowledge that her people could provide would be a little bit more specific.
I would just say I'm not comfortable moving the spear onto your people until I know what exactly the purpose of it is.
Roll me persuasion check at advantage because of Mr. Shao and Mr. Ryan.
Ooh, persuasion, that's gonna be 21.
She gives a slight sigh. Nothing as, she's always very stoic. So she steps up, you see her pull the spear out from behind her. As you guys all notice, the carvings within the we'll say the dark iron or metal, almost dark iron or metal tip of the spear. She places it on the glass counter in front. Dovar stands on the other side, looking it over. Pulls out a little eyepiece, looks down at down the length of it. Marceline just kind of right next to him, kind of almost like apprentice style, just like, and I saw that. You see, she's pointing out, and he said he's already looking at it, but she's just being very attentive, like in there and there and there and there. And he's.
Did they go over and see anything that we've missed previously?
That's a good question. Let me see if he noticed anything. He does not. I rolled a 7, so his investigation check would be a total of.
Does he get advantage from Marceline?
Yeah, does get advantage from Marceline.
Oh, that is a critical. That is a natural 20.
Yeah.
Nice.
Carvings on the very tip is something that was not. If they look over it again, he notices there are other carvings representing 4 tribes, 4 tribal names, written in Orc specifically, and he begins to mutter them off.
How do you spell that?
Here's the thing. He doesn't speak Orc, so he just notices that they are names. I will have to take time with this. If I have a bit of magic I can cast on this to fully understand what is being written on here, and I pass on this information to you, Miss Xanister. I can let you know. She puts her hand right down on the spear. She says, "Well, I can bring it back after I've done my errands." He looks. Says, "Absolutely. I'm not." In any way would like to you can travel with this, it'd be fine. I don't, again, it appears to be an orcish type spear. I don't know, I'm not familiar with the language, so I couldn't say what it does exactly as of yet.
I remember the other guy saying something about a spear of lightning of some sort or something like that. What sort of abilities does that entail?
I mean, there are many lightning magics. I have a bit of magic as well that can cast a little bit of lightning. If the spear does that, that is very exquisite for it to do. It looks, because you look at it, it does look very mundane. Aside from the carvings and the black metal or black iron tip of it, it looks like a shabby spear. If it actually does what you say it does, then it's pretty impressive. And yes, I could see in the right that would be a weapon that would be used by an orc. And we found this where? And looks to all of you.
I pull out the map that I made with my calligrapher's tools and I give that to him.
Yep, my first map.
Yeah.
This is the sun.
Like the third or fourth.
This is the sun. This is Unido. This is Unido waving at him. He looks at it.
It's in crayon.
And Vildaroli found this. Nice.
Yes.
Again, more research. Again, Miss Xanistar, I'm not looking to remove anything from you that you do not feel does not belong to you. We can have this discussion at a later time. Again, I would not suggest traveling if this is as precious as you say it is. And Miss Xanistar, please don't travel alone within this city. She looks about. She says, "I'm not alone." And Navari moves up next to her.
Because he's been really useful.
Yikes.
She takes the spear and she puts it across her back.
While we're on the subject of translating things, I do have a couple of items similar to the diary, not exactly similar, that you might look over, and I present the scroll we found with the Emerald Guard, right?
Yeah.
And then
You guys had that. I thought you handed it over. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, did they give that back?
And then another thing that I had on my person, it's an indecipherable treasure map that I also have.
Looks.
When did you find that map?
I've had that for a very long time.
Does it look anything near like my partial map of a frost giant fort ruin?
You look it over. Roll me investigation check.
One-eyed Willie.
I've had this map for forever too.
Oh.
Man, the investigation 4.
It's hard to get piecing them together. There are, we'll say, your giant map tends to be more
Simple.
Yeah, very simple. Hard curves, nothing, not clear passages. Whereas yours looks like to be something that is straight aligned. And as he looks it over, I'm not familiar with this. I can, if you'd like to leave it with me, I can look further into it.
Of course.
There are a bit of languages here, and the other thing, this is, yep, I'm going to roll that intelligence check. That is going to be, no, that's not you, that's somebody else. Mr. Dovar looks it over, and, I'm not familiar with this. I don't know what this is. It appears to be some sort of code or something. I don't read code. Languages, I know. Several. Too many.
It's on the table, right?
Yes, he's laid, yeah.
Okay.
And you see the book or the scroll laid out, and it looks new, very new. The ink and everything. It looks like it has been written rather recently, as like side by side next to the map you have, which looks like an old weathered piece of parchment. This scroll looks a little bit newer.
Did everyone look at this map? Or this
Scroll?
the scroll?
I don't even know what the scroll is.
I look at
It's
it.
on the Emerald Guard.
You would know this.
Oh,
yeah, this was found on the body of the soldier.
Yeah.
Disintegrate? Oh no.
Oh boy.
No. You guys all look at it. Roll me, if you guys all stare at it, I would say this. Not everybody roll. I'm going to have Rao. Roll me an investigation check.
I can't roll on this one.
It's an investigation check.
13.
13. It appears to be some sort of code. Random numbers, shapes. Yeah. Some just images that, characters. A lot of characters on here. Nothing. Some you see like certain ones that you recognize as being like an Elvish script, but it's like one letter, and then the other one is next to it is something that's totally random. It just looks like a cross line and then 3 bars that go down. And you're like, I don't know what the hell that is. Stairs.
Okay.
But with Lisa 13, as he suggested, it is some sort of code, and you're unable to decipher it at this point. I believe you might have the tools to do so with your cartographer's tools. I'm not sure. There is a kit that allows for you to. It might be the forger's kit. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's probably. I'm pretty sure mine just lets me map out areas.
Yeah, I forget. I was reading something the other day, and I was like, "Ooh, that would come in handy." Anyway, I should give that to the topic. No, nope. What?
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 It seems
yeah, go ahead.
it seems that all of it. Oh, I do actually want to glance at the map and see if I recognize the map.
The map. Let me intelligence check.
Dora the Explorer theme song starts playing.
Dora, Dora, Dora. Oh, that's 20.
Natural 20.
Yes, it does. It does start playing.
Here's the thing. You do not recognize.
Yes, I feel the conflict within you. Let it flow.
The entirety of this map, you're not sure what it was about it, why didn't you see it, but it's almost like this watermark that was on it. As you place your hand on it, the darkness of your skin pressed on the other side, it actually embosses a bit of color, and you can actually see it written in an Elvish language. Do you speak Elvish?
I do not.
But you.
It looks like writing to me.
Looks like writing, but because the ink or whatever has long been lost. But as soon as you put your dark skinned hand on the other side, you see the script now.
I'm gonna turn to Dovabar, and I'm gonna ask him, do you understand what this... Actually, yeah, he's the most educated person. Okay, I had to make sure it wasn't metagaming.
He's also
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah.
He's also an elf.
Well, yeah, but I don't know that I would recognize it as Elvish.
He's a half elf.
Yeah,
He's a
that's
third
what
elf.
I was concerned about. He's the most educated person. Hey, General Room.
He's got toucan feathers for a beard right now.
Yeah, and that last, I forgot, I gotta look again.
Still the
It's
most
gonna last for a
educated
bit. That's his costume tonight.
He just changed his whole outfit now. Do you recognize this writing? And I'm gonna point out where it contrasts.
Oh, and he looks, it's Elvish. Old Elvish. It says, Con Caldor.
Do you know what that might be?
That's a great question. Let's see if Dovar knows what Con Caldor is. No, he doesn't. I rolled a 2. I don't, no, I've heard the name, but I don't know where I've heard it at.
Is that an Elvish word?
Yes.
Hold on, I feel like
It is an Elvish word.
Give me a second because I feel like I've heard from this before.
Well, hopefully that sheds a bit of light into what you're looking for. Unfortunately, with the letter, I don't think I'll be much help. But I'd be happy to lend any assistance I can later. And I'm going to actually excuse myself.
Okay. Oh, no, please don't go too far. And at this point, he hands all of you your pay. So, you handed them the 2 books. You showed him the map and the scroll. He does give you back your map and scroll. He was going to... you can carry the 1, pulls out the abacus, and starts putting bags of gold in front of you. You have accrued with the $10 gold per day. You have accrued about 800 gold pieces.
What?
What's the adjusted amount for?
Half. It would give you half.
I can actually bring Royce to him as well, as I'll be seeing.
Absolutely. Throws that to you.
Right.
Shucks it over to you.
Yoink.
Yeah, 420.
And I do just kind of like look at it like disinterestedly, like that's a lot of things in there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's money, but yeah, sure.
Villafare grabs hers immediately. Miss Xanistar, yes, I did. I give you your letter the other night. She said, I received it. I have to, I need to meditate over this. I have many questions and possibly some for you later, Mr. Van Born. This gala, I must prepare. And she exits, as I'm not gonna RP that one, the whole thing. So she, and Navarre goes with. Navarre, excuse me.
I do kind of make one other charade motions, like horses than me.
Oh yeah, you would see. Oh yeah. I had those brought around to the side. The cart is in my stable on the side, adjacent to the house.
We can't take money for that, Unido. It's not ours.
Unido's gonna throw a fit.
But perhaps he could look at it.
Oh yeah, there's like a weird sort of magics to the inside of it. Actually, the architecture actually expands greatly than what it appears to be on the outside. So if you want to look at that,
I'll look into that. Yeah, I have a couple errands to run myself today, but I can check that out.
The reason why we're interested, we thought that maybe we could possibly in the future buy a wagon and have it enchanted to do the same thing. It's actually pretty roomy inside.
Huh. Well, let me look it over, and I'll see. Enchanters. You'd have to talk to the wizards about that. I can only do so much, but I can try to put a good word in for you. Actually, tonight, some of them will be at the gala. You may maybe ask around. Feel free, yeah. And don't feel like you have to not speak with them on my behalf. I have common relationships with all of them. We have an understanding that I do my magics and they do theirs. So. But there may be someone in the room that could help you with that. But let me find out. Let me find out what it does, and I will pass that information on to you. But your gold, the city is yours. And you exit.
I'm gonna try to snatch up Marceline real quick and say, "Hey, hey,
yes.
Are you going shopping at all?"
Bright eyes, like total anime eyes on you right now.
I've never been here before. Perhaps you can escort some of us around.
Aww.
I'm the third wheel that shit.
She looks at. She says,
"Please."
I would, but I got someplace to be really quick. I gotta go.
I mean,
Aww.
if you want, you can meet us up later somewhere, and show once you're done with that thing.
Where are you going, Marceline?
I'm gonna meet some friends. I haven't been in town in quite some time.
Tune in next week to Escort a Murderer.
Well, it's completely open. We should probably be at that place by what time is it right now?
It is 9 o'clock in the morning.
We'll probably be there around 11 or noonish. So yeah, just whenever you get done with your thing.
I'll keep it in mind.
I want to run back upstairs, and I have my assortment of table stuff.
Yep.
I want to take the trollier that I have. I want to cast a nomadic anchor on it.
Okay.
So, and just leave it here. But then I gather up any other.
And we'll say that as you
Personals,
sit down, you look at it, you see the bit of the purplish energy, like right centered on your head, and the ear kind of lights up with the energy, and
Never scare you, Kelvin.
you know.
Put your ear to the ground.
I leave a majority of it
Attack from
listening.
both sides.
All right, it's a tough room. Dodge bullets here. So you set the and what's what is the max range on that?
1 mile.
Okay. Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's good. It's a big city, by the way. But yeah, if it comes into play, I will let you know. You set that. Well, we'll see. People look. You head out. Are you looking for Mr. Couture specifically? Or are you just looking for the district, the Iron Hammer?
I'm gonna look for Mr. Couture specifically.
Okay, I will allow you to roll an advantage for that because you were direct. Dovar gave you directions to the Iron Hammer. So as you ask around in describing this tall drink of water over here, roll me an investigation check at advantage.
Well, you got all the water in the lip now.
Hey-o! Dirt lip. Shave it off.
Believe me, it's gone tonight. Should have seen the look on my wife's face.
Yeah,
Little,
I bet she was
Was it
wow.
investigation or perception?
Investigation, because you're actively asking people.
That was
19.
way
19. Okay, yeah. As Pippa looks back at all of you, nods, as she knows that she has something planned. Are you stopping to get your?
Absolutely, the carapace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you go to the cart, go inside, pull it out. No, actually, it was on the top. It's unstrapped, and you grab the carapace. being your strength is what it is. We'll say every 2-3 minutes you kind of stop, readjust, carry it, and you get there. You are directed to the Iron Hammer as you get in that vicinity, and you guys are going someplace totally separate. Is that accurate? Okay.
Tiaria.
Just want to play and make sure I'm not heading in that. You begin to ask around, and what it is about the Iron Hammer that you notice is that these, even with the small bits of snow flurry and a bit of cold in here, you see your breath and taking a deep breath, and even in all this craziness of the city, just that breath of cold air, you feel for that brief second, you feel like you're at home, and then somebody shows you as they're walking past. You keep moving, trudge along. Roll me a perception check as you were making your way out of the Garden District.
Is something that I can pull my eyeglass for?
It's
okay.
Yeah, I want to see if you take notice of something.
It's gonna be 9.
9. Okay, begin to make your way. You see the large market district, and what the thing that draws your attention to it is the multicolored canopies that are easily 15 to 20 feet in the air that are stretched out to block out some of the weather, varying in colors, purples, reds, pinks, some colors that you are not even familiar with, and mostly as you've seen them maybe in the northern lights that make up Talapalaran, but to see them as vibrant and as accessible, it's a lot for Pipalook. You begin to push through, and as you get to the market, what was the center of the city, trudging through that seemed pretty easy becomes even harder as you're getting through the market, and you see barkers and people and kids and families running about, and it is you get the sense that
Definitely have my earmuffs.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's got 2 possums on her ear.
It's like Cameron Diaz's brother and Something About Mary. He's just with the headphones all the time.
You are directed to they saw an individual as you described, tall hat, beard, and you it's down this way, and you begin to make your way in that vicinity. You easily enough, you make your way towards the
Angry Tiara.
Angry Tiara. Thank you so much. I don't know why that's hard. I keep you know what it is? I keep wanting to say the other place that I have in my the other place that's in the other city, and I know that's not that. Yeah, I want to call it Nitwits, and it's not Nitwits. Mr. Kotor, you traveled. Roll me an investigation check. As you were traveling, this would be playing as they are having this. This is during the crystal ball, everything. 15. Okay. Takes you a little bit of time. One guy directs you like, yeah, go that way, and you get that when you're like, and then you stop and you realize he told you, but the way the road split, you went this way and you should have went that way. You have to double back, but it takes you a little bit of time. About 15 minutes that you had not anticipated, but you eventually make your way to the Iron Hammer Market, and as described earlier, you do see the large canopies, and again a little bit more color than you're used to seeing in Lochschloss. A lot of browns and coppers, and this is very vibrant and bright. And but as you enter into the actual market area, the people shoved together, you're kind of used to that atmosphere, but you're used to seeing people less on the ground and more puttering through the air, using their means or the cylinders that shoot people through wherever they need to go within Lochschloss. Moves a little bit faster, so having to walk this distance, it's a little annoying.
That's all right.
But you eventually are pointed into a direction of a armor smith. There is a you're directed to a place called Horns.
All right.
Approach. As you do approach, you make your way in, and you see a elven female. She is ripped. Wears a halter top situation. Blonde hair, but you could see that it's streaks of just soot and whatever materials that would come with her trade. And as she stands over large forearms, bulging biceps, and this massive hammer, she pauses and looks at you. Something I can help you with.
Hopefully, if you'd be obliged. I was wondering if there was a possibility of using some of your tools, not necessarily your tools, more of your forge and an anvil there.
She holds up their large hand.
I don't think I can hold
This,
that.
you think you can handle that?
No, I have mine. I call it this little tiny tube. It's a little bit smaller, and it's got some precision and the different edges on it used for different things.
Yeah,
It's got some notches and a pipe bender. It's
Yeah,
like
she looks at
the Swiss Army hammer.
She takes a glance at what she has in her hand and she just.
That's how you use it.
Yeah. What is it that you're looking to craft, sir?
Small little trinkets, but they're kind of delicate and kind of need a decent setup in order to make it.
Cost you a bit of coin, but
I have coin.
Maybe a persuasion check. Let's see how much she's going to charge you for this.
We are looking at a 17.
17? I'll do it 20 gold for the use of all my tools.
Sure, that sounds fair.
Okay.
A few hours.
A few hours, that's it?
At least.
Alright, just don't get in my way.
I'll be right over here. A small hammer, small space.
Alright, market. If you get hungry, the market's got plenty of food. Don't eat here. I don't attracts rats and I don't like them.
Okay. So I'll sort of run a string across, and where the market view side is, I'll run a string across on the rafters, and I'll hang up my coat and maybe a bedroll and something like that to make a little bit of a break. It just helps me concentrate. And then,
Okay, make me maybe a stealth check.
okay. 15.
15? Alright, yeah. Man, it should have been something else, but whatever. We'll go with it. 15.
Sleight of hand would have been a 14.
That's fine. That just as good. You hang the coat up.
Sorry, 15.
You hang the coat up. You drape it. Yeah, math is fun. You, for all intents and purposes, you feel that you are
At least the puzzle.
blocked away.
I know she's going to constantly do this.
Oh yeah, she's curious at what the tiny man's going to do with his tiny hammer. I'm almost done.
Everything is accurate in that statement.
But yeah, so you begin the process, and what is it that you were crafting?
Several things, but first
A commercial. No.
first is going to be one of the harder ones in my opinion, probably.
Gotcha.
The first one's going to be the silver slugs that I've already prepped. I need to make a cap and primer for them.
Okay.
So I need to finish those rounds.
All right.
There's 20, I think I have ready to go.
Nice. Go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me a tinkering check.
Good inspiration.
Don't forget, you guys all have inspiration to start the game with.
Are we doing 10 or 20 at a time?
10 or what?
10 rounds or?
It depends on your roll, bro.
Yeah, I'll use my inspiration now. I can't believe I'm doing this. Actually, yeah. Natural 20.
Yeah.
There it
Nice.
is. All right. As such, because you already took the time to prep them with some aid. No, you did it also. This
Yeah,
was
I
time.
did it,
Yeah, and as you had lay them all out, you look at your fingers, the tips that you had burned previously from some of the ones that didn't work out the way you wanted them to. Yeah, and you bear down, and you manage to complete your 20 rounds of these silvered ammo.
And then I would like to try something a little bit out of the ordinary.
Okay. We'll say with that though, as you're doing that, because that would have taken some time. Pipaluk, the man with the tall hat, you eventually see, and then you would approach and you see the very tall elven woman standing there, and she's just crafting away at some large, solid breastplate.
Hello. I believe my companion is here.
She looks.
Give her the description.
Oh, tiny hammer.
Yeah, as you're walking up, you're
That is his weapon of choice. Yes.
Oh, he's your friend?
Yes.
What kind of friend?
We travel together. He is quite good with making things, crafting items.
He's doing something. He's making something over there. I don't know what it is.
He's
Do you know what it is?
Busy. I'm not quite sure what he uses now.
She puts out. What's your name?
Pipulka Yumi.
That's easy for you to say.
Says the elf.
Yeah, right. My name's
And yours.
Elabios.
Call me Dar.
Dar,
Sounding horn. Dar, sounding horn.
it's nice to meet your acquaintance.
She holds out her hand. She shakes your hand. Yeah, she shakes your hand.
Would it be possible for me to join my companion in the space and do a little bit of work? I'm hoping to craft a bit of armor, and I can show her the carapace.
She takes a step, like, say, oh, no. That's gonna attract a lot of rats. That's disgusting. What is that?
It's a creature we fought in the north.
Oh,
Are you sure?
no. I don't do
cleaned it
creatures.
very
I don't.
well.
Oh, no. He's doing metal. That ain't metal, honey.
Oh,
That's smooth, Jack.
I love it. That ain't metal. I don't do that. You want to go down the way there. There's the halfling. She'll do that for you. I don't do that here.
Could you point me in the direction? Can I tell my companion that I'll be?
Yeah, you can go tell him whatever, and she kind of waits by the door for you to, so she can point out where for you to go.
Yeah, I'll like push the red roll aside. Roy. I was hoping to come and work on the project that we've been working on, but she's concerned about rats infesting her shop. I told her I cleaned it very well.
I'll take maybe 10-15 minutes to step out and go over the whole design with her again real quick.
Okay.
Now, are we doing metal underneath this?
I would like to incorporate it with the leather that
Leather.
or the hide of my current armor, just to offer padding a little bit on the inside.
I need you roll me an intelligence check and roll me a wisdom check.
Yep.
He's explaining, you're deciphering.
Intelligence, just straight intelligence?
Yes.
8.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
So what we need is some hot glue gun.
Straight wisdom.
Pipe
That's
cleaners.
it's gonna be a 16.
16.
You ever heard of duct tape?
I was okay. So you get the general idea. You're not sure if he's just a little bit tired, or maybe he's got a little bit of scotch on his breath. But there's one line he says, you're just like, and you what it, and he's like, and you're like, oh, and you think that you're gonna do it the right way, but you're not sure.
Okay.
Because of his 8, the DC had went up a little bit. It was a 15 originally, but because you dropped that 8 on, you're just listen here.
First we need lots of weed holes.
You got the glass of scotch. I was like, listen here, listen.
Actually, I'm just really focused on what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Bullets. You just put all the bullets in here.
yeah.
Oh boy.
But you get a general idea, but you're not sure. Your crafting roll is gonna be a little bit higher because of what you're doing it by yourself, and you're not sure what you're gonna walk into.
Okay, no problem.
So she, the elven woman looks to you, and she kind of leans in really close to you, and she just like points. She's like, just down there. She says it's called the Silent Shield.
Oh, thank you, and I'll go ahead and I'll give her a small smile, like, because it's been a minute since I've like seen someone who's actually like buff and ripped like I am, because I'm traveling with.
Okay, she's like cut.
Yeah.
So she's a pro.
Right.
Like me.
Oh yeah, no, she's like, it's that way.
Yeah.
You're going that way.
What kind of protein you use?
So I'll give her a small like head nod and smile as I head in the direction she went.
She, as you leave, she just yells out. She says, "Forge stays open all night." She walks back up.
Oh.
Thank you.
As you walk away, you make your way down there, down to the Silent Shield. We'll say it's about 4 or 5 other tents, and as you walk past, you do see all of these crafters, but some doing more intricate work, metals that do like into the filigree and very fancy style work, not just armor. You see one guy that I just make swords. I just make swords. I'm really do what you're good at, bro. Do what you're good at, But you get down and you see the Silent Shield, and you, as you enter in, you see this very much open space. They're all just tents. You could see a small halfling woman, but appears to be a little bit different. She is very dark skin, hair braided back, and has a bit of, you're not sure if it's makeup or soot on her face, but her eyes almost this like mascara or whatever that curves out and looks very, in real life, Egyptian. And as you enter in, you see hanging in the center of the tent this it appears to be made of gold, and it's these wings that just stretch out. It's probably about this big, and it just hangs out in the center of the room, almost like a bit of wind hits it and just spins. And you see this small halfling woman come over to you, looks up. What can I do for you?
Yes, I just came from Horns, I believe it was.
Oh, yes.
She pointed me in your direction. She said that you were familiar with different types of armor materials.
Oh, I absolutely am. And you peer out through, and you can see she tends to work more in like leathers and hides, hide type armors as you see hung around. Very well crafted things, but every one has like almost like this feather imprint on it, or wings that are stretched out on it. Her special brand.
Are you familiar? And I'll put down the carapace. Are you familiar with this kind of material? This kind of.
Oh, that's got to stay in the box, buddy. Not this. She bangs on it, walks around it, holds it up with one hand. She's rather well. Somebody cleaned this for you.
I cleaned it myself.
She leans off to the side and peers around by herself.
Yes.
Nice. I'm not familiar with this particular, but I've worked with bugs. This was a bug.
It was.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've worked with bugs. She looks about. She's nothing here. Nothing here. I did one for a friend of mine. An older gentleman. Very nice armor. Very nice armor. Very good man. Very good man. Yes, but I can help you. We could do this. This seems fun. This seems like a good project. I've not done anything like this for quite some time. Usually leathers. Everyone wears leathers lately.
I would appreciate any help I could get. I had a friend who was supposed to help me, but unfortunately he's been preoccupied.
He's
so
a terrible friend.
Rocket bullets.
I had an acquaintance who was supposed to help me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's any way that I could perhaps combine that with the hide that I normally wear, I would appreciate it. Just the comfort on the inside.
Well, here. And she grabs the pieces, and she's a bit strong, but she's not. These pieces are a little bit big. But
I'll let her handle the one by herself, and then I'll carry like the other pieces.
Yes, like this, like you see me when I'm. You know you don't have to carry it like that. I'm like, I got it. You know, I got it. It's like face pressed against it. She sets it down. Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay, 17.
17. Yes, I can help you with this. And what are we looking to make?
It is going to be breastplate.
Breastplate. Nice.
Yeah, breastplate.
And she walks over and she gets her leather apron and begins to put it on, ties it around, and puts her hair back, or at least gets the braids knotted up so they're not flinging all over the place. She looks to you. She's, we're going to do really good work. This is going to be really fun. What's your name?
I have to practice that shit. I say in character.
Oh. Oh, really?
Right.
It's fine. I some people struggle to say my name. It's a boy's name. Luca Salental.
It's nice to meet you, Luca.
She puts out her halfling hand.
I will shake it.
I think, and she looks, and you guys are standing just below the golden wings. She says, "The Gilded Queen shines down. The Gilded Queen shines down upon us. We shall craft."
Gilded. Well, I'm happy for the grace of the Gilded Queen. I will help her craft.
Roll me a
Hopefully.
yeah. What are we doing here?
Craft.
We're gonna do roll me a dexterity check. Yeah. Because you're not an armor, but you can roll it at advantage because she is helping you.
Ooh, hopefully one better. No, 19 plus 2.
19 plus 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get it, but
Taking the time, fitting it, etc. This would be the better part of your day spent doing this. But with the help of the halfling, you managed to craft yourself a very nice piece of armor. The leather inlaid as not get the bring the padding in as to not have this carapace pressing against you to cause chafing and whatever that may entail. The breastplate, got purplish hue to it. It's fitted several times before Luca feels that it's better. You try it on once, she's not satisfied. She says, "I'm gonna try this again." She gets the straps right. You're really tall, and she gets the stool, and she steps up, and she's very much trying to perfect this, and you get this nice breastplate. And she does take the time, she's like, "If you don't mind, I just want to add a little something."
What would you like to add?
And she shows you on a strap of leather the wings.
I would be happy to have that on the armor if I could suggest one addition, and I would like to kind of sketch out a wreath of juniper around it, a juniper branch, just surrounding the wings.
Okay, she stops. She takes a bit of charcoal out and sketches on a piece, and she shows you an image with the wings and shrouded in juniper.
And
like that?
I would be happy to have that on my armor, yes.
And she places the armor on the table and stands up on the table and begins to add this to it with a bit of extra metal that she's adding to this. A little bit of filigree metal. Yeah.
Awesome.
So you have, and cost, she is going to, because your role was, it's about 50 gold pieces to help her. She's helping you.
Yeah, I will go ahead.
Actually, no, what am I talking about? That's foolish. I'll give you a price in a bit. We'll get to the price.
Yeah.
We'll get you a price in a bit. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself there. Got ahead of myself.
I have a coupon.
No, it's different. It's different. This is a little different.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying just the...
No, yeah, I got you. I got ahead of myself. I was thinking of something else. All right. But you spend your time crafting. The rest of you, as Pipalook is gone, you just see her disappear to the crowd. You walk about 3 blocks away from where you are. Roll me perception checks as you're walking.
Around block 1, I'm going to say, what did Dovar say about not traveling alone?
I'm with you.
And Vaceran.
You were there for that, though.
The kids, it's like Disney. It's like, and Marceline. Yeah.
Hopefully you do
11.
better.
11?
Perception?
Yes.
6.
Matching shirts.
13.
So bad.
13?
Yeah.
Okay. You see, as you walk through, they call it the Garden District because of all the wonderful and beautiful gardens. Nothing catches your eye. You travel about. Stop.
I want to see if I can find someone who's dressed well, and I'll ask them for direction.
Okay. Remember your charisma check.
Okay. Yeah, that's better. 22.
Okay. You tend to notice in this district specifically, it's not opulence. No one's like wearing any garish type clothing, but people do. On this side, they dress rather well, as best they can with what they have. But you do stop an individual and clothing. Looking for clothing?
Yes. Just somewhere that seems even keel. We're not trying to be any too out there, but something nice.
Oh, well, I mean, it's just right down the way here, and he points, and we'll say within 2 blocks, you see the angry tiara hanging outside.
I'll bow to him and say, thank you very much. I appreciate your
thank
time.
you. Thank you. It's always nice to see a nice young man around these parts.
That's much appreciated. I hope you have a good day.
I hope you have a good day as well.
Is your hair still cut by a 7-year-old?
She rolled well.
So you make your way to the angry tiara. As you step in, as you walk towards the building, you two take notice that there are 3 crates that are sitting outside. One seems to be open, and whatever stuffing there's like hay or something that's just a straw that's just laid out. And the exterior door is open wide to this, and you see these 2 glass windows on each side as the door appears to be propped open, and you see individuals entering into the building. A few steps up, purple exterior, lavenders with dark purple trim, very nice. all the houses tend to have their own little bit of personality. Who's entering in first?
I'll go. Yeah.
Mr. Rosal, you take the steps up, and as you enter into this, you see racks of clothing and bits of hats and all sorts of shoes and fashions. Some tend to be a little bit high. You see a few garish outfits, but as stated before, no one really wears that kind of stuff. But it just tends to be the thing to wear. What strikes you as odd is as you step into this room, into this building, you see Unido. You see 10 Unidos, all wearing different styles of clothing. And that's where we're going to take a break. Please stick around. We are going to be right back. We just want to get some water, etc. But please stick around. We're going to jump right back in. We're probably do it. We're probably on until 8 tonight. But yeah, stick around. We'll be back. Thank you.
Oh man.
And we're back. Apparently, they can see you guys do that. It's not just me. Anyway.
That's true.
We're showing you our gala moves for tonight.
Right?
All right, and we're back. We find ourselves as Pipalook and Roy, who will be joining us here shortly, tend to their tinkering. The rest of the group has decided to go outfit themselves for the gala. So with that, they head to the Angry Tiara as taking notice of a few large crates, almost about 5 feet tall. One opened with straw falling out of it. Mr. Rosal, Eric's, and Unido, you make your way into the building of the Angry Tiara. Rao, you walk in, and a rather nice building, very structurally sound, but you take notice of all the beautiful clothings and accoutrement, but what catches you off guard immediately is that you see a very familiar visage. I would say face, but there isn't one.
Oh, yeah.
You see that of Unido, and you see Unido in his summer look, Unido in his regal look, Unido in his dress, Unido all throughout, wearing several different outfits. As Eric's, you step into the room, and not too far behind Unido, you all enter in, and you see these mannequins all on display. And this, excuse me, you see this half-elven woman with her skin is a bit darker around the face. You're not. Make me an intelligence check, all of you.
Oh, sweetie.
8.
Eight.
That's cocked. Can you confirm that that's cocked?
Yeah.
Okay.
3.
Okay.
10.
And what was yours? 8. You see a half-elven woman. Skin just appears to be a little bit darker than normal. Nothing other than that. But she's currently holding Unido. It's weird. And she ushering him, and she sets him down and begins to position him in some sort of.
I want to watch Unido's reaction to all this.
His reaction.
Back and forth.
This is his shocked face. Hold up. This is his surprise.
Oh boy.
This is his happy face.
his body language, per se.
Unido.
Yeah, I walk up to the closest one and I just poke it.
You poke it, it just moves back a little bit. This one wears a rather nice outfit. Actually, some of these actually are wearing some costumes for the event. This one here seems to be wearing very much a la the artist formerly known as, but a very purple, fluffy shirt with a crushed velvet jacket, but very much. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
But a crushed velvet, long jacket, and looks the part. Some like leather pants on it. But that is.
He's wearing purple.
Yes, he is. But, it just sways a little bit.
Is it like if I hold up my hand to its hand, is it like?
It's currently locked in some sort of position right now. You put your hand to it. You tap it.
Yeah.
You hear just that slight of your finger touching its finger. I almost said something else, and I was like, "Am I going to go there?"
Stop.
Hands.
Anyway,
Touching
but yes,
hands.
Eric's and Raul, you see, and you definitely see Unido interacting with these
I'm
other.
gonna keep on observing at least like 15, maybe 20 minutes.
Oh no, not even that. As soon as you have entered in, and the elven woman, half elven woman, spins around and sees just the mannequin moving. Oh, I didn't see you there. Hello, welcome. The Angry Tiara, you're looking for something I can help you with.
Hello there. Where do you get your mannequins from? They're quite well made.
Oh, new shipment. And she walks over and she sees Unido and she places a hat on the real Unido's head. I get them shipped in from the Vale. I just brought in the new shipment. I have it's funny you should ask. I just brought in these new mannequins. I had a young woman come in here recently, saw my works. I'm a bit of a seamstress myself. She saw my works and she said she's going to present them to that of Mia. So I'm preparing for all of my wares to be on display once Mia sees my work.
Wow, that's quite fantastic for you.
Very fantastic. I'm very anxious. I'm very excited. So I did spend a little bit extra money on some of these mannequins to bring them in. But I have a few fashions that I can have them on now. But as soon as my work is seen by Mia and is approved, you will see me. You will see all of my great works.
Well, I hope you have some extra time to.
You can see not just Shivdra.
I wish I was there so much.
Shivdra.
SHI''IVDRA.
Really rolls off the tongue.
Shivdra.
Well, hopefully you have a minute or two to offer some help for me and my friends. We're trying to get prepared for a gala tonight.
Absolutely. She goes over to Unido as you're talking. She lifts up Unido and she starts to carry him over.
Yeah,
as
I stay posed.
And she sets and places him down.
I do the thing where I grab Eric. I'm just like, what the fuck? I guess just let that happen.
If you've ever been in a retail store after night, like after closing, this is creepy.
No,
Right now.
All the time.
Welcome,
Literally all
Unido.
the time.
Welcome, Unido. Like, no.
Oh, yeah, it's like Toy Story.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so what can I get for you? Are you you're dressing for the weather? It is rather cold. And yeah, as she says this, the snow flurries.
Every time she turns around, I replace my hat with her hat or something.
Okay. What can I get? I rolled a 6. She's very much locked in on right now. Potential sales here. So, what can I get you two gentlemen?
Do you have an idea of what you want?
We're looking for something that's not terribly ostentatious, but fine enough to make an impression.
Yeah, I'm not a very important person. I'm just accompanying important people.
In the Angry Tiara, you're all important.
Oh, I take that.
Don't believe her retail bullshit.
Insight check.
I will return her warmth with some more. I appreciate that very much.
Fighting fire with fire.
7.
Yeah, she seems sincere enough. She's all like,
Give me that money.
First off, we are actually here to possibly,
I forgot he was in here. It's like, what was that noise?
Possibly lighten our load a little bit. There is one item that I heard along the streets that you might be interested in, and then I will take out the cape.
Cape.
Cloak of the Manta Ray.
Very nice, very nice. And she looks at it. She's like, it's a little worn. A little worn. I'm not gonna lie. She's gonna investigate it. But maybe we could come to an agreement. Something you're looking to trade, perhaps?
Yes, just the clothing, possibly for me and a few of our companions.
Oh, there's more. Where are they at?
Unfortunately, they are.
Closer than you think.
We're here to
pick something up roughly in the size range of your mannequins. They were unable to accompany us, so...
Well, I mean, I would do much better with measurements. I mean, I could probably... I try to tailor to fit.
I assure you these measurements are probably pretty spot on.
He's quite a lanky fellow. So...
Oh, okay. Well, I can do that. And you're... Exactly. Okay, well, she spins around. What are you doing?
She positions me like this. I'm not like this or something.
In the heat of the moment between talking with the gentleman here, she pays you no mind. She, in her mind, through the confusion, looks right. Looks good. She looks over the what and just for DM's sake, what is the rarity of the item? Do you have the card? Do you have the card?
It does not say. Oh, uncommon.
Uncommon. All right. Let's see what I can get. I can give you for that, buddy. Where's my note? Oh,
it is a cloak and it's cold outside. So.
Baby, it's cold outside. Uncommon magic item. Oosh.
Order for slave.
I can get for you. I can do for this 300. I mean, yeah. It is. It does appear that it's been worn.
That's very true.
And this latch here, and she kind of fumbles with something. I'm gonna have to replace this buckle.
Do I feel like she is trying to swindle me real quick?
Inside
I don't know
check.
anything about the.
Welcome to
Hey, that's a whole 4.
No. She seems sincere enough.
Okay.
Yeah, the buckle. She's like, yeah, see, I'm gonna have to replace.
She just break that buckle.
Sounds perfectly fine to me.
300 gold.
Yes.
Very well.
Absolutely.
She snatches it from your hand, walks over, puts it.
Oh, please.
Yes.
On another mannequin. I rolled a 14. She walks to the back and places it away from the front door, as she's just met you and she does want to make sure that you. I rolled a wisdom check for her to see if she was smart enough to put it away from the people that just brought it, and she walks it around to the register off to the left-hand side. Goes down, pulls out a box, pulls out 300 gold. So she makes a note. 300 gold. Now, what would we like?
For me personally, just something with a reddish hue, and I'm more concerned about functionality. As I'd prefer to be able to move still, even though it's something more fashionable.
For just regular clothing, I could probably do, and if you mind, and she pulls out her measure.
Yes.
Looks at you, rather average size individual. Nothing wrong with that. She gets your measurements. She continues to look you over, and she is going to. Yeah, she is going to measure Eric's as well. She does grab a. She is a moderately standard height half elf, but because of Eric's height, she is going to grab a chair. Grab a chair and measure. Just from neck down.
Standard measurement.
Standard measurement.
Getting real in there.
Gonna get the inseam here. Hold up.
Wasn't expecting that.
There you go. What is Unido doing while I'm looking this up? What is he?
Are there any full costumes that would cover from head to toe almost?
Roll me an investigation check. I'd like to say as your eyes are darting back and forth, but
13.
13. There are costumes. Again, you're not sure if you're just looking at a garish outfit or something that is in particular a costume for the holiday season. But there are several flashy type things with a 13. Nothing that pops out to you is to say that in particular is a costume or just fancy clothing.
I'll also call out to her. Do you have anything that's in holiday when it comes to mask selections?
Mask?
I saw the kids running through the streets, and I figured it would fit well within this.
Well, child's mask, you can go to any vendor in the Iron Hammer Market. That's simple. If you want something that's a little bit more attuned to you, I can offer you some mask. Yes.
Live a little, Rob. Come on.
I knock over something as she says that.
Okay, roll me a sleight of hand
Am I
check.
staring right at him when this happens?
We'll see based on the sleight of hand check.
No.
Use your inspiration
9.
already?
9.
Yeah.
All right. Something falls over. She looks back, and she's like, she pauses mid sentence. You two blatantly just saw the arm go. Boop.
I would also require a mask. I was thinking something to honor a certain deity, if that was something in your purview. I'm trying
What
to
deity are we
distract
looking for?
the shit out of her. The Raven Queen.
She looks back at the hat that's like on the floor. The Raven Queen. Oh, I'm not familiar with that one. We don't really celebrate her in the city. But
Yeah.
I'm assuming feathers, yeah?
Feathers or just a very simple blank white mask.
Let me think. She's going to look about, see. I have blank. I can do blank. I do have many blank masks. I do have someone for the event comes in and custom paints masks for me to sell. I do have one that he has not quite done anything with. So, and she scurries off to go get that. She goes to the back room. You guys are standing there. You know, what are you doing?
So she's gone?
She went to the back room to go get this mask.
I'm going to...
Oh my god. What are you
I'm
doing?
like, you need to get out of here. And I'm going to cast invisibility on Unido.
Unido, you are invisible. Well,
Anything...
you feel... You don't feel any different.
Yeah.
To you can still see your hand.
Get out of here, human.
So yeah, anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as well.
Oh shit, we're gonna steal stuff.
When I cast the spell, so if he grabs... Oh, actually, I don't know if that works. I'm not sure if he
wearing
grabs...
stuff.
Well, I'm saying, like, I'm not sure if he
He's
grabs
got his clothes on,
something.
and he has a separate, his a different hat on right now.
I'm not sure if, like, he grabs
It's
something...
actually, you're wearing a
invisible,
fez.
too.
Fez.
You have a fez. It's a red fez with some sort of crest on it. You're not familiar with the what it's for.
I start running out, but when I run out, I knock over one of the the full body costumes that
Okay.
I saw earlier.
All right.
I try to run after him and grab it.
You can't see him.
Well, I'm trying to grab the...
Oh, grab the thing. I got you. I was like, okay.
Can I assist? Try to both.
You knock it over. Yeah, make me both of you make me dexterity checks as you're lunging forward to try to.
Oh man, so bad.
18.
Okay. Oh. you actually drop to a knee and you're scurrying across the carpet on your knees like, and you just see Eric's like Kareem Abdul just like whoop, I got it. You do not see. You hear click as you believe Unido has exited the building. You're not sure. She eventually makes her way back and she walks up. She's in her hand. You see a very plain face white mask, very thin slit eyes.
You're invisible for an hour.
Yeah.
Oh no, what have you
And
done?
the city of Cariad will never be the same. And he's got a fez on, mind you.
What will you do?
Invisible. Oh boy.
You know what he does.
Yep.
I have this mask. I have your measurements, and she begins to show you. Excuse me. She begins to show you clothing, and she, as you're looking through several items, she takes the measurements on the mannequin, and shows you items that would be comparable. And any particular event or just finery?
Did he tell you what we're going to?
I
He
believe
just said
it's the gala for the Knights of Despair, but I could be mistaken.
And she's like, don't look at this stuff.
Oh, great.
I got this
man.
stuff. You know,
Great.
yes.
She just upselled us.
Yes, you said the magic words like fancy smashy. She's like, oh no, look at this nonsense over here. So she shows you a few outfits. Time passes, and we'll say you do accept what she is presenting you. 30 gold pieces per outfit for the finest gala wear for your tiny friend as well. Whomever, wherever.
I'm trying to remember how convincing. Wait, do we give her the measurements of these two or no?
No. You do, you have. No, I mean, unless you have a background in it, and there's only one person in your group that does.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Looks scared.
Well, I am saying that I am about I think I'm a foot taller than Roy.
He's gonna get you some high waters, bro.
Taller?
Yeah.
I'm 6'1".
Oh, I thought you were 5'9" for some reason.
I was gonna say.
He's the second tallest.
Okay, then yeah, no. Yeah, just clothing for us. Okay, go.
Are you gonna try to get outfits for them?
No. They're
Is
on
there
their own.
anything that looks natural, like a bear outfit or something?
Can we get a bear?
I'm not going to
Roll me an investigation check at advantage as you're both looking. Oh, you can roll separately or at advantage. Entirely up to you.
Furry convention.
Together, just each
Yeah,
roll.
okay.
Just each roll.
Ooh, okay. 16.
15.
15 and 16.
Just make sure it's a polar bear.
You start on opposite ends, and then all of a sudden, the middle,
Unfortunately, no. As the darker deities that are being honored during the Nights of Despair, that tend not to wear or tend to be more serpent, devil creatures. The closest thing you see is almost like this. It is like a tarantula type spider outfit, but it looks furry. It's got that like a wolf spider or something along those lines. That's the closest thing you see, but it's got and as you see this, it is made for a woman, but it's made for a very tall, form-fitting outfit. This would be for someone who's very much wants to show off everything.
Elvira.
What deity is this supposed to be based off of?
I think this one is for the spider. The spider. What's this? Lol.
Do I know that one?
Religion check.
That's a huge no. That's an 8.
You're not familiar.
8 legs. Same.
May I?
If you'd like. Next time, just allow it so I can say either roll separately
sorry.
or advantage.
18.
18. Because of your background and the people you talk to, it's funny that she mentions Loaf because what you've been told and what you believe is somewhere in the Cassidy slums, because you've been to the city before several times, possibly looking for people. You have heard that there possibly is some sort of shrine or temple in the Cassidy slums for Loaf, but you've never found it. As hard as you've looked for the church, as hard as you've looked for the Raven Queen to find this shrine, you've never found it. But that's why you know the name, and that's why you're familiar with who Loaf is.
Maybe just masks.
Spider Queen. And tends to be, associated with dark elves.
Yeah, maybe just masks. That'll help them fit in a little bit.
Yeah, I think we should pass on this one. I don't think this would be up Pippalook's alley in
Yeah.
any way, shape, or form.
I don't think she can crack any heads while wearing this dress.
Do you suspect that we'll need to crack heads at this thing?
She almost cracked the neck at the
I mean,
forge. What?
I didn't know that.
Wow.
Do you need a front leg hug?
No.
Front leg hug.
Oh no! Oh, that one. No.
Deflated leg. Thumbs up.
It's, no, we'll maybe just a couple of masks for them.
Okay.
One for, do you have any sort of bestial mask, and then another mask of, say, something metalish, as in like a forge of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Morden.
Morden what?
She looks about. Not really. No, nothing bestial as much. You might try the market. They tend to, again, the kids' masks may be more up that alley. The other one for forging? No. We 10 people. Veils. I have some veils. Lace veils.
Does the lace veil? Does she point out a lace veil or something?
Yeah,
like
she
that?
points to like a
Does it-
or an outfit that has like this. Almost looks like someone would wear it if they were like in mourning,
Okay.
like an Italian wedding or something.
And does it do really well to actually cover the face?
Oh yeah, it's a full drape.
Then I will definitely take it to give the unit hood later. It's like, yes, the veil looks absolutely perfect. I will definitely take that one.
Okay. She says, all right, so 3 outfits.
3 outfits and a mask.
2 masks.
Yeah, 2.
Her mask, his mask, excuse me. His mask, the veil.
And then my mask.
And you're right. So that's so 2 masks, a veil, and the 3 outfits.
Yeah.
90. So okay, and that was 10. So 100, 110, and then the veil. Oh, the veil's gonna be. That's the price. It's lace. It's real. That's real. And she holds up. It's real. Look, feel. And she rubs it against your face. It's real lace.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
125 gold pieces.
I don't know anything about fashion. Do I feel like that's a good honest price?
You can roll me an insight check.
All right. Natural 20.
With the exception of, we'll say this, youth, the clothing seems a little bit higher priced.
Mm-hmm.
The mask are relatively, everything seems to be a little bit higher. Yeah, mask, the lace, everything. So,
I'll say
you probably think you could get this with a natural 20. You probably could get this for about 85 gold pieces.
Okay. I'll be a little nice. I will say to her, I appreciate everything you've done for us. It's been amazing.
And we'll say, but she's probably calculated the fitting that was done, and yeah, she did take some time to get. She's probably spent. You guys have probably eaten up about an hour, maybe hour and a half time sitting here, measuring, trying on a few things. Try this coat on. Now that doesn't fit. Let's try this on. So she's
Okay. We do have others that we need to send over, and I feel more welcome to send them over for about, say, if this was 110 gold.
One persuasion check.
That's a 6.
Oh.
She says that's the best I could do.
I don't know, have you ever worked with Dovavar Van Boren before?
Name dropper.
You're one of those.
Let me see.
Yep.
I don't like to drop names, but Dovavar Band.
I am familiar with the gentleman. He does not come into my shop, though. Apparently, he does not like what I offer. But maybe he'll come in if he knows of my upcoming line that's coming out.
We could also assist with that, perhaps. He is our patron that is taking us to this gala.
Yes, and he does have to also outfit all 6 of his children, as well as his lovely wife.
You can roll me the persuasion check at advantage because of this one over here. Fucking warlocks.
Okay. Is that cocked? Would you say that's cocked?
That's the same one too. It's the same dice.
Because it's either a 14 or
Unless
a
you,
nat 20.
if you can't lay a D4 on it.
Okay.
If you can't lay a D4 on it.
I'm gonna use my inspiration because I haven't yet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Same as
Not gonna roll that one.
Getting into combat.
Little by little.
9 plus 7.
Oh my god.
16. It went like 5 to 7 to 9.
No, it was 2, 7, and 9.
Oh, it's 2.
That's fine. That'll work. Please let Mr. Van Boren know that he's more than welcome to come in here and outfit his entire family. And I'll do it for the cost, as specified.
Beautiful. Thankful for everything you've done for us today.
Well, thank you, and thank you for coming in, and I appreciate it. I've spent so much time in the snow flurries. I'm glad that. And she goes back outside, or she looks outside. She sees the other 2 crates that are out there, and she's like, "I gotta get the rest of these mannequins in."
Did you do anything to the crates on the roast?
I actually, with the straw
Yeah.
that was out there, I
Yeah.
was kind of wanting to
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because she's busy. So yeah.
mess with the straw a bit, and like she looks out, like the straw is being like tossed in the air.
Yeah, well, we'll say because of the snow flurries, a bit of wind in the air. You're just shaking them in the air. Do you wait outside the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's
really
perfect.
sucks for you.
No, that's great. That's perfect. That works out. We'll go back to our forgers. Oh yeah, yeah.
Say how many buildings are burning.
Do I get a good look at the box? Though, don't tell me here, but if there's anything in the box or something.
Roll me an investigation check.
10.
Yes, you're very familiar with these boxes.
Okay.
Very familiar. Low DC. I mean, I don't have to get into detail, but you're very familiar with these boxes. Mr. Kotor,
Yes, sir.
the bullets are finished. At this point, you would have seen, well, what's your name? I forgot her name.
Dar.
Yeah, Dar.
Buff Dar.
Buff Dar. She breaks for lunch. She looks to you as you eat.
On occasion.
What do you eat?
Mutton.
Let me get mutton. I'll be back.
Thank you.
She gives you like a once over, like trying to see if she can trust you.
You can't trust me, but nothing will be gone when you get back.
All right. She leaves. She steps out. So you are in the forge by yourself.
All right. Ding.
What do you what is it that you're working on now?
So now I'm gonna make sort of a like a rocket propelled grenade type of thing. So it's gonna be a long shaft, the same diameter as a bullet, with a primer.
Yeah, you're making the like
extra.
the old World War.
Yeah,
You just place it in,
Right,
and
the mortar
you
launcher.
use the
Yes.
mortar launcher. Gotcha. All right,
But
But you're doing
inside
it for the
canister-
pistol.
Yeah,
you're gonna launch it from the pistol. Okay.
yeah. And inside the canister would be
Confetti.
Yeah.
confetti of very sharp, annoying metal spikes and
A
stuff.
Vaceran Dream T-shirt.
Yeah, right. Right in your face, kid. And then when it explodes, it sprays all these little sharp metal shards all over the ground, and like a 20-foot radius. It makes it difficult terrain, and hopefully does some decent damage.
Okay, so easily enough for you to. So for the rod itself, that's easy. That's probably something that's utilized. Hey, buddy. Something that's utilized for most of the crafting that she's gonna do. Is he just leaving?
No, we're good.
Sounds like somebody's out there.
No one's out there.
Okay, he hears something and I heard something too. That's fine. Sorry. I just
We might be getting robbed. We're not sure.
yeah, we're good.
We'll figure it out.
Diane
though.
saying we go out strong.
We're here to bring you high quality entertainment at all times.
Yeah.
Right?
At all costs.
So it's easy enough for you to find the metal rod circumference that would fit into the barrel of this pistol. You would have to create the casing itself, and you're just looking for random metal bits to put inside.
I mean, yeah. I'll just,
Like Caltron
Just give you a bunch
situation.
of t-shirts.
Yeah, okay. Make me a investigation check as you're looking through her shop.
Cool. You gave him my chain shirt.
Oh yeah, you do have the chain shirt, technically, but that's entirely different.
investigation is going to be a 9. But does she have a grinder?
Yes, she would. But obviously, it's very much a. You're terrible. You are terrible. Go someplace. You're terrible. Anyway.
Pipalo, you got any friend request?
Oh wow! Wow! This is wow. Anyway.
So-
Anyway.
I could. That is a good idea.
Very much a foot pedal situation.
So I mean, I can take the whatever scrap metal I get.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
All right. So we'll say you take the time to do that. Just roll me a base strength check because you are cranking. You're working this thing with the foot.
Okay. Ragtime down. Jeez. A strength check.
Yeah.
Strength check.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That's
athletics.
a 4 minus 2 to
Oh,
a 2.
no.
A 2?
That's a 2.
Yeah. You're trying to figure the machine out, and once as you're doing this, you hear behind you. She says, "You need help with that?"
Yes.
And she sits down, wrapped up in some brown paper. She sits down. She's like, "There's your lunch. It's wrapped tight." She's like, "There's your mutton." She's like, "What are you trying to do here?" And she's like, kind of like almost like shoulder checks you off to the side, like, "I got this."
Trying to make some sharp metal bits.
Yeah, she starts to, and you see her just a single press, and the stone begins to spin, and she starts breaking off the bits of chain. You sit back for a minute, unwrap the mutton,
Eat a little bit.
little bite to eat. It's pretty good. It's actually really good. Smell it, and the smell wafts through the air. That was what, like, the whole time you've been working, you've been
I
catching that.
smell
You're
it,
like,
yeah.
what is? I know what that is. I know what that is. And so you're happy to have that finally.
Cool.
She grinds it down for you. You finish your lunch, and then you can start working on your. So now, and it made me a tinkering check to get this.
It's your last chance dice. Thank you. Tinkering check is Dex plus Pro. It's going to be a 25.
Nice.
Yeah, easily enough. You find you hammer out this metal, not too thin. Otherwise, just the blast alone is just going to rip it apart. But you hammer it out, and you get it, fold it, and you punch two rivets in it. But as you collect the chain, dump it in, fold it, punch the 2 rivets in.
And what I'll do is when I roll out the metal, the sheet metal part of it,
Yeah.
I'll score it in sort of a diamond formation so that it splits open easier.
Okay.
Spreads it out evenly. More even.
More even.
More even.
Yeah, I would say this. For you to launch this, now that you have it, you're gonna have to you're gonna probably have to add a little more gunpowder.
Oh yeah.
To get that the weight alone. It's not a bullet. Yeah. So
Yeah. Plus, it also has to.
Yeah. So, but you take the time and you have this, and she's watching you. Yeah. She's when she gets and she's eating. She sits there she's eating. She's watching you do this. She's. What are you making? What is that?
It's a boomstick, basically.
And how does it work? Do you explain to her how it works?
Yeah. So you take this, and you very stupidly hit it on a rock or something. And I mentioned nothing of the gun.
Okay, I'm gonna see. I'm just gonna do a roll to see if she can put together what you just explained to her. No, that's foolish. That's short of 3. She's like, that's ridiculous.
Do you think you could make what I just made though?
I could try, but I mean, to what's the purpose?
You never know. It might be lucrative.
Wait, Roy Couture is gonna tear up the world.
Arms dealer.
Roy Stark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's going to, if you don't mind, I'll just jot down some notes.
Yeah, and then I'll just
With her role being roll me an intelligence check. I want to see if you can explain it well to her.
You're bad at talking, aren't you?
11.
11. Yeah.
I was raised to suppress any want to help anything.
So she rolled an 18. So she, with the garbled mutton mouth Scotch breath, she manages to. She just sees the mustache moving. I'm Wilford Brennan.
Then you put in the diabetes.
Yeah. But she feels that she's comfortable. She feels that she's comfortable with potentially making these in the future if it's someone that would request them. She's probably not going to make them to. She'll make them in order, kind of thing.
We'll talk again, and then I quickly just wanted. I can only have enough. Probably only have enough gunpowder to make like maybe 5 more regular rounds.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and move that.
Yep. Unless it just takes me all night. Tinkering check again.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a solid 8.
8. There's a certain point where you're working on it. You're working diligently trying to get these things done, and one of your tools breaks.
Which no.
Don't ask me, man.
Is it super specialty tool?
Yeah.
Well, generally.
Yeah, it would be one of your special tools.
Gonna spend the rest of the night trying to make a tool.
Okay. Yeah.
That was almost a 1.
Oof.
It's gonna be 24 to make a new tool.
All right, you spend the time to make the new tool.
I temper it extra well.
Okay. She after you've been there with what you've created, she looks over. She says, "All right, well, 20 for the shop." You did use quite a bit of materials.
I put down 30 gold
Okay.
for the meal, the company, and future conversation.
Future conversation.
Yes.
Your friend. What was her name again?
Pipalook.
Okay. I'll see you around. What is it?
Roy.
She puts out a hand. Yeah. Yeah. You feel that squeeze, like, oh, okay. You hold it back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I'm pretty. She knows.
Yeah.
She saw the foot pedal.
Back to you, Miss Bjornanumi.
Yeah. That's how you say it.
Yeah, you get you're fitted. Luca stands behind you and tightens up the straps in the back for the actual armor itself, and she locks you in place, and you have your full breastplate armor. She spins you around. She looks and she just makes sure that the image is symmetrical.
How large is this image when it's on the breastplate?
Yeah,
So I
it's,
know.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it's closer to your neck, so it sits above your areas. I didn't know what to say. I was trying to be
Chest.
Yeah, chest. That's a word. That's a word. I just even that word to me. It's just, if I said chest, I was gonna be like. Anyway, sorry. Sorry.
How much do I owe you, Luca?
She looks. She says, "Well, able to help. Because generally, I can do $650."
I don't believe that's a price concerning what we've.
Well, no, you did supply the materials. You did supply the main. I can do 500.
That works, and I will actually the bag that Dovar gave you, I'll pull it out, and because I'm unfamiliar with the currency, it's gonna take me a minute to like actually count out everything and be like, okay, yeah, it is gold that we're using, not the silver ones, and like, but I'll pay her the 500.
Okay. Make me an intelligence check.
Yeah. Cool. It's gonna be 4.
You give her about 100 gold more than what you should.
Okay.
But because who she is,
Oh.
she looks and she says, no. She's like, slides back over the 100 gold. She's like, you're not from here.
I'm not. I'm from the north.
Right. And she shows you, this is how much. This is gold. This is how much 100 gold looks like, and she counts it out for you. This is and she's like, where are you at?
I'm from Talapollard, I believe is the common name for the continent or for the province.
I'm not familiar. No, but in town, you're staying with good people, yes?
Yes. The wild, not hunt.
Good ritual.
Ritual. Yes.
Okay. All right. So at least you're someplace. Just
Yes.
be safe.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to dealing with this kind of exchange.
It's all right. You know what? I'm not from here either. I got here some time back, and it took me a while to get used to things.
Where do you come from?
I come from Nyantha.
I don't think I've heard of that.
It's a whole other world.
Oh, so you're a bit out of place here too.
I've been here for some time.
What made you stay in the city?
Work.
Why would you?
I go where the Gilded Queen guides.
Good fortune in your travels.
Good fortune. And and you see as you're she shakes your hand, thanks you. She says, I'll see you around.
Yes, we have kind of made this our base of her base for now, so we should be back soon. You don't know the direction for her herbalist, would you?
Herbalist.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Oh.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. I rolled a 17. She knows. I know that. I know them.
I know she knows that.
I know them.
I know that she know that I know that she knows.
She said you'll want to go back to the garden district. I think that's where you said you
Yes.
the siphon. You go there, the siphon. But yeah, you should head there. It was really fun working with you.
It was fun working with you too, Luca. Thank you again.
As you shake her hand and she bows to you, you turn around and you see just above the threshold of the door, you see a very ornate shovel. And you walk out. And you are back in the market. The rest of you, mooks, what are you doing?
I need new armor. Mine got pretty torn up over the last couple of weeks, so...
And we'll say this too, you are pressing into the 2 o'clock hour. You guys have eaten up some time.
I think I'm gonna pass on armor for now. I have some other errands to attend to. If
Eric's
you wanted
errands. Errands. Sorry.
No.
ERRYNDS. Errands.
Errands. Nope.
Am I still invisible?
I like that. You're like, am I even here?
No, she said we were in there for an hour.
The time passed, and eventually, as they had exited, you see Unido standing, holding straw in his hands.
I've been following you the whole time.
It's like really windy out, isn't it?
But
I'm just covered in straw.
Hey, I got you something. And I hand him the veil. It's supposed to help you mask your face. I know you're iffy about that.
And they have an outfit for you as well. You do have clothing as well.
It's also where you're from.
A motion to take that clothing and all the other clothing as well. That's like,
I need this one, and I give Eric's.
Thank you,
clothing.
Unidivide. I think
They're all wrapped in
we'll carry
package
our-
too. It's a brown paper bag, a bit of twine on it, so you can carry them freely. You're not just like walking around with like laundry on you.
No, it's okay. You know, just I don't know what you need if you need anything, but I'm gonna go check an armorer out. I guess he's going with you.
Oh, I have some business with my deity, so it's a little bit of a private journey.
Maybe we can find Roy or Pipalook along the way, and you can go with them with whatever they're doing.
I guess he's going with you.
I guess so.
All right, so Unido, you were with
real
Rao.
quick, I'm gonna use my there and back again teleporting ability.
Okay.
I'm gonna teleport back to my nomadic anchor, which I left at the shop. I'm gonna drop off the clothes.
Yep.
And within 6 seconds, I'm gonna teleport right back.
So,
That is awesome. It's great. I love that.
and he's dumped off the clothing.
Process that.
Only mine because they wouldn't give me theirs.
A little bit of Fed hex. Anyway, I'm here all night.
I'm just gonna shake my head in disbelief.
Yes, there you go.
Okay, let's get going. I'm just like mind blown every day, every single day.
Best of luck to you. What did we have a time that we needed to meet back up?
No, but what time is it right now?
It's about 2 o'clock.
I guess before sundown, so maybe like 5.
Okay.
I have 5 fingers, right? Yeah.
Oh my god, I hope so.
It's just like that.
Technically, it's not a finger, it's a thumb.
It's like the video where it goes.
Danny DeVito penguin.
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow.
Oh, I don't like it.
So, where are you two heading, and where are you heading?
I want to go find a pen and the sword.
Okay. So, easily enough, you do not have to ask. You know exactly where it's at. You've been there before. Well, you've been around there. You two gentlemen, where are you heading?
I just need a breastplate armor.
Okay. Because you're new to the city. We'll say this.
Did
roll
Marceline
investi-
ever come back, or
Who's this?
Marceline?
You have not seen Marceline. Especially, you've not seen Roll me an investigation check at advantage because Dovar did give you a general idea. So I'm going to see what shop you end up at.
Marceline is at the wall.
The good one or the other one?
Is it an advantage? That's a good bit of advantage. I'll re-roll one of the dice. Why not? I haven't used my inspiration yet.
That's it.
If that ain't how tonight's going, I don't know what's happening.
So what was the skill check?
Investigation. You're asking around. You're actively asking around, and because you know the general area, you're heading in that direction. You're like, but where are the actual forges?
I rolled a 10.
You roll a 10. Okay. Here's the thing. You get told. You say, "Where's the forges at?" And somebody's like, "Oh, forges. Yeah, I know where that is." And you get sent to, in the market. There's a bar called the Forge, and this dwarven man, red beard, red hair. You see a bard sitting off to the side in this little bar, and the guy's, ale.
Sure, but this.
Your friend, ale.
No, he's one of those that doesn't drink.
I put down like 5 silver.
Unless he wants to start,
You
I
just,
guess.
Slides it to himself.
Do you have anything to go? This isn't quite exactly the place I was expecting, but I'm not going to say no
well,
right
you know,
now.
it is a holiday week, so
Yes,
pour
very much.
your nail.
Open container law.
Open container.
I will put down 5 silver just like Unit did.
Oh, man.
Dang, what do you do?
Dude's like, 1 copper, 5 silver, cool.
And then I will leave to try to.
All right.
By
You
the
taste-
way,
Oh,
do you know of any forges that actually do armor smithing?
Oh yeah, man, all back there, all behind this. You see these tents here? These right here?
Yes.
Like you're right there. Okay.
Those,
Yeah,
okay.
just behind them.
All right,
You see that's where all the forges are.
gotcha. Keeping a mental note. Thank you so much. I'll see you around. I'll
Hey.
remember this place.
Hey, yeah, please do. He's like, all this gold.
500% profit margin.
Yeah.
Yeah. You taste the beer. It's a little
Watered down.
It's definitely. I mean, it's already warm anyway, but it's like you don't. It's cold out. Why is this shit hot?
That nasty green stuff that all the tents serve.
No.
I'm gonna take 30 steps, look around, and just pour it out. Keep on going.
You do that. You have he's just walking around. It's gonna at the alien's hand.
Like, do you want a mug? There you go. I give my mug.
He doesn't have a face.
Make the note. Make a note. You got two. Metal tankards. Yeah. So you're looking for a forge. All right, you see several. You see just rows and rows of forges.
Okay.
Some dealing with just weapons. Some dealing just in armor. You see one. It's not. You pass past one where you just see just leather armors hung up.
Okay.
You see one. You see standing outside of one of the forges. You see this tall elven woman who's just like looking out, and she walks back in.
I'm gonna watch the customers that go by. Is there anyone that looks better than the rest when it comes to like armor quality?
Investigation check, yeah.
Be bougie.
I'm gonna spend my money. I'm gonna spend it right. 17.
17. Yeah, you do see a few individuals that are, walking from one, and some guys just like, hey, you did a good job. You see a few of the Emerald Guard passing through here that are probably getting refits or something a little bit more custom. You get the idea that standard issue is like one size fits all, and you're like, no, I need to get this let out a bit,
Yeah.
So a few guys are just like, that's way better.
Yeah, the guy that was like checking himself out afterwards, I'll go to whatever place he came out of.
Okay, you head to this forge. One of the standard ones. This one less a forge and more just a guys that just sells.
Okay.
He sells on the behalf of some of these guys. The less charismatic individuals are just like, yeah, I'm not gonna talk to this guy. I just make stuff,
Yeah.
So they're like, I'll sell it for you. Okay. So you head to this individual, and you see helms and breastplates and shin guards and the like gauntlets, things that would very much be.
I'll real quick Eldritch Sight the room real quick with my eyes.
Okay.
Anything give off?
Roll me an investigation check.
Maybe there's something special in here.
Eldritch eyes.
Investigation 13.
13. Nothing in here. I mean, it seems everything seems pretty mundane.
Okay, standard. Okay, cool. I'll look for whoever the owner might be.
Okay. You see a half orc. He one of his you see wearing one shoe and the other there's really nothing there. But you see a pant leg that's kind of pinned up. He appears to be lost a leg at one point. He kind of hobbles over, scar down his face. But when he speaks, you're not so much surprised. You've been around, but he speaks very eloquently.
When he speaks to me, I'll say, hail, and then I'll ask him in Giant, like, do you speak Giant?
No, I don't.
Funny. I'll say in common. Funny. I like that.
I give him a beer.
Would you like a beer from my friend here?
He takes it. Just, haha. Oh, okay. Kink.
Not to take too much of your time, but I'm just here looking for some chest plate armor. Not trying to wear anything that's too encumbering. I still like to be able to move with it, but something I can take a few blows. I took a axe jab to the chest and it ruined the last set of armor I had. So
very, very familiar with how an axe works. As you look down at the leg that's not there, you're like,
I'm gonna pretend like he didn't say anything. I'm just gonna pretend, shrug it off.
Don't ask him about it.
That was stinky. That was just bad.
Oh, man.
I like look up in the air all of a sudden. I'm just like, Roy.
New.
It's at a point where you're hearing Roy's voice.
Yep.
Yeah, you look around. You said you're looking for a breastplate.
Yes.
Yeah, you look about. You see some rather nice ones. You see some that obviously you could tell that somebody brought in something they found. They sold back to him. So some have a little bit more wear and tear. Some look a little bit newer. You're not really seeing anything that's like sparkling, brand new, like right off the assembly line or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you do see some nice ones. Some have a little bit of some of these guys probably put a little bit extra effort into it, added a little bit more, a little bit of filigree or some sort of mark that said that this was theirs, and then others are just cut and dry, flat piece of metal, But they took the time. It's well put together. It's just mundane, plain, just very plain looking.
Okay. I'll go up to one of them that have is there any that have maybe a signature or a stamp on it?
Yeah, easily enough. You look about and you do see a few initials of people that made it.
Okay, I'll just take whichever one of those, and I'll say, whatever appropriate one feels like it would probably fit me.
Okay.
I'll take this one. Dad always said, find a craftsman who's proud of their work. So
this one, he's like, yeah, I think I remember this one. Yeah.
Do you remember the smith who made this one?
Well, not here. The thing is that this one here wasn't. Nobody made it here. This is he looks at it. He's like, this is Sun Elf. This was pulled off a corpse of one of those filthy bastards. Brought in here. It's good metal. Probably should have melted it down, but craftsmanship's pretty good. I just couldn't get rid of it. Whoever's on the other side made this, he knows what he's doing. Probably should be appreciated for it, but because he's a fucking Sun Elf.
I'm gonna pass on that one.
Ah, that would've been awesome.
It's got
Actually,
crazy enchantment.
real quick, Eldritch cite it one more time and see if, because it casts like magic.
Okay.
Make sure it's not even. Nothing.
Detained everywhere.
You're standing here watching. He's just contemplating, looking at this armor.
Draw more attention.
Very fine craftsmanship, though.
Is there any others that are signatured also?
Most of them are signature. Very few that you find that don't have anything on them.
Okay. To narrow the search down more, which of these seems to be the lightest? Also.
Okay. Easily enough. I'm not gonna have you roll for that. Yeah, you find one that is, not gonna be encumbering to you at all.
Okay.
This one here, you can see towards the bottom. As much as they tried to scrape and scrub it off, it appears at one point took in some sort of fire damage. So there are bits of scorch around it.
Okay. How much for this one with a little bit of wear and tear on it?
I could do 250.
And it's out of character. It would be classified as breastplate armor.
It's a breastplate armor. Yep.
Okay. Good enough for me. Hopefully, I'll have better luck with it than the last guy.
Hopefully. Yeah, luck is a good thing.
Yep.
He takes your money from you. What about you, sir? Anything for you? I'm plenty good on. I got my cup here. Nothing for you. He's not a big talker.
No, he actually got his tongue cut out as a kid.
He stares at the faceless.
Yeah, knock on my face.
Yeah. Okay.
Same joke.
Okay. All right. Well.
Yeah, I appreciate your
It's a
time.
pleasure to yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I find someone interested in your war trophy, I'll send them your way.
Yeah. If they can, that's fine. I would appreciate a leg up on the competition.
Will do. I'll keep you in mind. Ooh.
I'm proud of you because you slipped that in there in a way that they didn't.
Oh no, they were just
Yeah.
you're okay. Anyway, so Eric's before, and we'll say as this is all happening, because you guys have plenty of time here. You don't have to all try to all pack it in one day. You begin to make your way back to Dovar's.
Oh yeah.
You make your way back to Dovar's. You gentlemen make your way back. Eric's. What are you looking for? Or are you heading to the Palace?
I'll head back to Dovar's, but not to actually do it today. But do I see any pet shops on the way?
Investigation check.
Back to Dovar's? Okay, cool. 11.
11. You look about. You can hear animals, and you can see a few a few things, but you're not sure. Like you hear like barking at one point, but you can't pinpoint where you're hearing it. The market is extra packed right now. You can't really pinpoint where you're hearing, but you get the smell of like some sort of pet shop, you know.
The pet shop smell,
but you're not sure where exactly it is.
Yep.
Wood chip. Yeah, definitely. You get the wood chips. You hear like a dog bark, and
You hear that?
Yeah. Oh, is he over here?
No, he's over here
He
scratching.
moves quickly. But yeah, unfortunately, not today. You just tend to. But you notice too as the day is progressing, because of it's starting to get a little. The sun's starting to set and get there. But while they were doing that, you were heading to the Pen and the Sword. You enter into the Cassidy slums, and as you do, the colors change significantly. It almost seems like you stepped into like a tobacco-stained newspaper. Very much dilapidated buildings, and they tilt to the point where you see some just kind of like lean in and like lay against one another, and you're like, you know. That should not be like that. That structurally, that's just going to fall down at one point. And as you think that, you see that, make that assessment, you look to another building, you just see one that's just had toppled over and really not been cleaned up. Make me a perception check. What was that?
He farted.
Good for him.
15.
15. Yeah, you begin to make your way into the center of the Cassidy slums, and you see this large opening, like very much the square, and seated in this very large building, you see a sign that says the Pen and the Sword, and it looks to be very happening right now. There seems to be a bunch of people moving in and out, and a few of the families stepping out, kids in tow, and they are stepping up in and out. And you get the waft of some food in the air.
I'm looking for a specific person.
Would you enter in?
Yes.
All right, you walk in, and you see inside. You see a bustling restaurant that is individuals walking about, very much family style. It looks like the equivalent of like what fantasy Italian food would be. And you see kids just like running about, and just it seems like a family establishment. And you peer through the room. Who are you looking for?
Our companion, Marceline.
Okay. You peer through. Roll me a perception check.
8.
9. You peer through, you look about. You do not see Marceline. What you do see is a half-elven individual walks over to you. Welcome. Welcome to the Pen and the Sword. Can I table for one, two? You have other friends coming?
No, it's just me. I kind of look around and see if anyone's paying attention.
Okay, you peer through. Quick glance. No one seems to be. They're people are eating. You see some kid like just got a full meat. You got like a full fist-sized meatball in front of him. He's just like digging into it, just like everyone seems to be eating and happy, and you see food moving back and forth. You do see a young woman, blonde hair. She has a baby on her hip, and she's walking up, and she's approaching, and she's is there a problem? Argo, they need you in the back. Something's wrong. Trying to get the trash out.
I appreciate the offer. I'm actually here looking for a fight.
He gives you this odd look. Says, this is a family establishment. That's like, wow. I mean, you're not like trying to rob us or anything. I mean,
no.
And the woman Janice, the female, Argyle looks to his wife, and she's like, Janice, I don't.
I apologize. Perhaps I was mistaken. Do you have a bar I could sit at? It's just myself. I would hate to take up a table.
Well, you could sit at the bar. I mean, it's a single seat over there.
I think I'm just in the wrong place, but I will enjoy a drink, if you don't mind. I apologize for causing any.
Oh no, no problem at all. He's like, Janice, do you have this? I'm gonna go check the garbage situation, whatever that is. And he steps back, and the woman's with the baby in hand. She's like, I can escort you to the bar if you'd like.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Please have a seat. And she escorts you up to the bar, and you see two other individuals seated at this cafeteria-style bar. All the tables behind you, and you just see like people that would very much come in by themselves would have their individual meal. The gentleman on the other side moves back and forth and is looking to serve. The woman says, "Yeah, you have to excuse my husband. People tend to come in here and ask this all the time, and I think it's some sort of prank."
I was led to believe that this is where I would come for that, so I do apologize for any. To be part of a prank, I apologize for that.
No, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, Argyle doesn't know how to handle it much anymore. I don't understand. So since we had the baby, he's been really high-strung.
Well, he has things to protect, so I understand that. I apologize for unsettling him.
No, it's not a problem. Do you drink? And she's tempted. She moves around to the bar with the baby in hand and she grabs a carafe of wine.
Yes, please. I would hate to bother you, but yes.
She pours wine for you, and she says, "Not a bother." And she pulls over a glass and she pours a bit for herself, and she begins to sip wine with you, looking about. And you see in the back, you do see the half-elven individuals like just
bouncing up.
Yeah, he's
all over the place.
moving back and forth rather rapidly. It's like you see his hands just waving in the air. You see whatever this garbage situation was a big fucking problem.
Yikes.
You can't really make out what he's saying. Just a lot of mouth movement. But you eventually comes back in, and she says she holds the glass of wine in her hand, and Argyle comes and she's like, "Here, hold the baby." And he's like, "Come here, Vadio," and holds the baby. He's like, "I got you." And she leans in close to you. She says, "What kind of fight?"
I don't think I wrote this down, DM. There's like an arrow underneath the...
Make me, based on your background,
Yeah.
make me a wisdom check, and I'll allow for you to roll with advantage based on your background.
See, there's supposed to be something right there.
There is supposed to be something right there.
on that blank line.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's wisdom? 12.
12?
He's like, it's a 15.
No, she just looks at you, she's like, "You're pretty new at this."
I'm not from here.
I can tell. And you see this Argyle just bouncing the baby, standing there just like sweating. He's just sweating. But you get the sense he's not sweating because of you. He's just sweating because he's busting his ass. Back and forth, back and forth. He's scanning all the tables like,
Yeah.
Who needs something?
Yeah.
Who needs something?
I feel that.
Janice is a savage.
Yeah, she is.
But no, and he take him, all right, and he runs away, and he goes. She says, "I'll meet you around back."
I appreciate it.
Okay. She chugs the wine, puts it down, and you see her just kind of disappear into the back. You can get to there, wherever way you see fit.
I'll finish the wine and then exit through the front.
Okay, you exit through the front. You exit through the front, and you stand in the main square. You see the 5 branches, the roads leading out. You know the one directly in front of you is going to lead right back to the market. You spin around to the side, and you make your way around the side. You see a little alleyway, pretty shabby. Lots of trash. You find out what the trash problem was. It's just like a mound of garbage that's out there.
Good.
You probably get the idea that it hasn't been picked up for some time. But yeah, you make your way down this little alley, and you see standing there, you see this woman with the baby in hand.
The baby. Everybody's
It's the baby.
Oh no. I've been here only a small handful of times, so I appreciate the leniency. Granted.
Don't thank me. You thank Lovejoy when you see him.
Of course.
Okay. Right this way. She takes you around. And you see almost storm cellar doors on the side. She leans in and she hands you the child.
Oh no.
You hold the baby?
Yep.
You got the baby. Kind of
You grapple the baby.
wiggles. And you see this half elven child. More human than elf now, as but yeah, you have this baby Vaniel in your hands, and the woman flings open both the doors, and you look down and you see the little sconces that lead down every 5 feet. She says, "I'll take them." There you go.
Thank you. What was your name again?
Janice.
Janice.
This is Vaniel.
Vania. Thank you.
And as soon as you enter in, you hear both doors slam closed. And as you walk for the better part of 5 minutes. Straight, and then lower, and then lower, and then lower. And it's about at the end of that 5-minute period, you actually hear. And as you get closer, it gets louder and louder. And you actually can feel your clothes kind of push back as you're getting the vibrations. As your dark vision stretches out, and you see 2 large wooden doors underneath this ground. This compacted earth ground. You continue forward. You press forward, and your hand presses against the door, and it swings open, and it hits something. You see a large hand move around and swing the door open, and you see a half-orc individual and a full-orc individual standing at the door, and they look at you. Who are you?
Janice let me in. I'm looking for a fight.
They look you up and down. Well, good luck. They let you go on in, the door closes behind you, and you see inside the madness that is the pen and the sword. You see just above your head, actually, you almost feel it as it rattles, as you hear something scurrying across these like small little bucket things that move all throughout. Some sort of race or rodents scurry across, and you see people waving, throwing coin in the air, and someone flipping signs that's positioning different names of rodents that are potentially running. You see halflings and gnomes just running about back and forth with trays with beers, ales and drinks and the like. You see people gambling, and just beyond that, just beyond this upper deck area, you see it goes to this railing and just drops. Do you continue in further? You move in further. Off to the side, you see a rather large wraparound bar. You see a little downtrodden, probably had better years, but you see this half unicorn with the horn that's just been broke off, and she's up there serving drinks to all these individuals. You see this dwarf that walks past you with this large pig, this boar that he's shoving along. Time to eat. And you just see him walk past. You see a couple card games off to the side, and then as you get to the railing and you look down at the edge, you see this large stadium-like pit, and you see these 2 guys just slugging it out, beating the crap out of each other, and just hanging over it, you see this band that is playing, and that is where the noise is coming from, and they are playing the loudest, most rambunctious music that you have heard, and it is so loud you can't even hear yourself think.
Is there I know you said there's a wraparound bar. Is there like an area where people are sitting, like for lack of a better term, booths or tables or? Yeah,
just behind you where you had passed, you do see in certain booths, and they have little curtains. Some are open and some are closed. You presume that people want whatever private conversations or whatever you do in areas like that. It's a lot of fondue.
Fondue or fondue?
Fondue. Anyway, you see those booths. You see tables spread out. You do see a lot of attention that's kind of drawn to one specific table, but you can't really see who's at the table. You just tend to see a bunch of bodies kind of moving and like people leaning up and trying to look and see what's going on.
Can I do a quick pass past that table to see if I can see closer?
You can roll a perception check, yeah. Six? Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's a full circle around here, and people are just like, what? It's all quiet. As far as you can tell, you see just everyone just kind of still, and then you see but you cannot see past the tree branch or the trees that are these people that are just like pressed aside trying to see what's going on here.
They're playing Yahtzee.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Can I tap
Hungry hippos.
Tap the first person that I see that's not like I mean, everyone's probably pretty intimidating in the bar, but just ask what's all the fuss about? What game is this?
Okay, yeah. Let's see who you talk to.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. You see this dark-skinned individual, like mahogany skin man, chiseled chin, just looks up to you just from where he's at. Wait, what?
What is everyone gathered around for?
He's playing.
Who's playing? I'm sorry, I've been here twice.
Oh, well, okay, it shows.
I apologize.
Lovejoy's playing.
Oh, all right. Cards, correct?
Yeah, cards. Trying to muscle his head back in the...
All right. Is there ever a point where the band stops playing?
We'll say, there's a point where one song ends.
And there's like a
real
pause.
quick breather, yeah.
Can I try and make my way around the curtained booths and try and listen for a particular voice?
Okay. You begin to roll me investigate at this. No, roll it. Yeah, try to get your roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
I'm trying to see.
There you go.
Mod 20.
You hear several voices. You hear certain things. You hear some dastardly deals going on. It's like,
Yikes.
just outside the barn, outside of town. That's where the shipment's going to drop. Okay, so just be there. I don't give a shit. Just be there. All right. You hear. You hear. Mod 20. Yeah, you hear conversations like, you're a fool. There's no way we're gonna get into the oubliette. It's heavily guarded. It's fucking wizards, man. It's fucking wizards. Okay, we're gonna die. I'm in. But we're gonna die. But you do not hear who you're looking for.
Do I see anyone I recognize other than that person? Someone I may have interacted with before? Would be more specific. Someone who I think might be able to read that scroll.
Okay. Make me an intelligence check.
Mod 20.
Ooh, good.
From what you know, from what you've overheard, there's probably only one person in this room that can read that scroll.
Lovejoy.
He's probably playing cards right now.
Alright. I guess
Bounty hunter.
How long has it been? How much time have I eaten up?
You probably eat up an hour. About an hour to get here. We'll say 30 to 40 minutes to get here, and just walking about. So you probably have a full hour.
Okay.
Has passed.
So it's like 3:30.
Yeah, because of the month that it is. You probably got about another probably solid hour and a half before it's gonna start getting like that dark.
Okay.
Before it's just like, get home before the street light comes on.
I will slowly make my way past the card table again, just one more time to try and see who he's playing. But if I can, it's not
Okay.
I'm not too committed on that.
All right. So yeah, one more. If you want to give me another perception check, and you can just kind of scope it out.
There it is. 6.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. There's so many people crowded around this table right now.
Okay. So then, yeah, I will make my way out.
Okay. As you're stepping out, you do pass. It strikes you as odd. He's red-skinned though. His red-skinned teeth, and walks past you, looks at you, kind of looks you up and down. Definitely shorter than you, substantially shorter than you are. Looks up, trying to like sizes you up. And he keeps going.
I do the like. Just keep walking.
Yeah. Full leather armor. You see these 2 large blades on his back, and he's just like, and he starts to walk around. He's right where he wants to be. You head back out, walk back up. The 2 guards let you pass, and you head out, and you're back in that alley again. You can get the smell.
It smells delightful.
Yep.
Smells like home.
You end up leaving, or you get back towards the front of the Pen and the Sword. You head back to Dovavar's. All right. You all head back to Dovavar's. You are already like, yeah, she did a good job. You know, there's this.
I teleport back.
Oh, you teleport.
So you say something like you go to Dovar's, I'm just like.
We're not supposed to be alone,
Taken
okay?
You too, right? You could have taken him.
No.
No? Oh, you can't take
That's
him.
it.
Wait, you know what? He don't know. He don't know.
I don't know.
He's like, we're not supposed to be alone. All right, I'm just gonna keep walking. Eventually, Roy, everybody, you guys all get back. Bellafera is
changed.
Bellafera is already there waiting for the rest of you guys to come back. As
once I run into Roy with Luke, hey, I sold the cloak, so here's your guys' share, and it's 30 gold each.
Oh.
So both of you.
And Roy, I do have this for you. For his 800.
try to come in handy.
Thank you.
You guys all get ready, get cleaned up. Roy, probably just wearing what you got, but you can probably pass that off as.
Oh yeah, I'll clean
presentable.
it up real quick.
Yeah, get yourself cleaned up.
Let me try something. I saw my little sister do it, and I'd like take Roy's jacket off real quick, and I will try to press the digitation the dirt off his jacket.
Yeah, he's ironing your jacket for you.
Yeah.
Steam. Hey, look, it works. It's like an infomercial.
He leaves a handprint every single time.
It's not a perfect science. It's not a perfect science.
I'm still working out the kinks. I'm just trying to figure this out now.
Well, now that I have a plaid jacket.
It's those old touch shirts that they used to make.
No.
The heat, the body look shirts. Yeah.
Cue them early '90s rap.
Yeah, dude. So you guys all get dressed up. Eventually, Dovavar makes his way up. You see, he makes his way up and just come to retrieve you. Has anyone seen Marceline?
No, she kind of said that she had a meeting with some friends and then dipped out. She was supposed to maybe meet up with us later, but
That's
she
fine.
never did.
No, fine. Not a worry. I was hoping she would watch the children, but that's fine. I do have I'll get the older daughter to watch. It's fine. But yes, please, let's make our way to the gala. It's not too far from here, within the district. Everyone looks amazing. Just want to say, very, very, very nice. Very nice.
As soon as he's done cleaning my clothes for me, doing my laundry.
Take off your pants. All right, here you go.
Very nice, thank you. I'm gonna brush shoulders like that, and all of a sudden all my clothes turn black. It's basically now a tuxedo.
What?
Thank you, sir. Pop the collar.
James
I'm
double O negative.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna use my the how to disguise, and it's gonna turn my hair red, and it's gonna add jewelry to like my
There you
hands and,
go.
like things. Very Sarama-esque jewelry.
Okay, yeah, here you go. Okay. Yeah, you got like the jaguar freaking necklace and just like fancy stuff. Yeah. I like it. Serpent thing wrapped around your wrist.
Yep.
Stardust around.
Stardust is next door with Stardust is next door with the other ladies.
I'd like to go over there. We don't have to act it out, but I'd like
Okay.
to get her to face paint me, Day of the Dead style. So now I'm in a black tuxedo, Day of the Dead style.
Okay. As you make this suggestion, Dovavar does let you know. He says, "Well, at the end of the week, the gloom is when they usually do the Day of the Dead.
Oh, okay. What's today's?
Today's whatever you like. With a gala, you can be whomever you like.
White porcelain mask.
Whip, whip, whip.
That's what I'm wearing.
Oh, okay. We didn't arrange this.
Velafera just kind of tidies up herself to look presentable. She did not purchase anything. She is seems to have something else on her mind currently, but looks a little somber. But regardless, she is accompanying you. Yeah.
They didn't have anything bear related for you. There were some spiders. I don't know if you're into spiders though.
Oh no, I'm most comfortable in this. I'm fine, but thank you.
That does look nice. It's different, I'm assuming. Yeah.
It's been brushed. Like the fur's been brushed.
Oh, I thought you were wearing
your
like full armor.
No, not wearing my armor.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
regular first.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So you make your way out. Dovar locks the front of the shop, and you guys march down. So it's not too far.
I drop another pneumatic anchor because it only lasts 8 hours.
The ear again.
Yeah, the
Oh, I go to grab the cloak to cover, not to cover, but like Eric's is wearing kind of like a dark purple with gold scrolling, very intricate design, with just the plain white mask, and his hair is loose, so it's not in a braid, so
Okay.
it's just like thigh length, long white hair.
I'm John Andre.
Yep.
And unless Dovar says differently, I will bring my quarterstaff with me just because it's like a comfort item. Like,
Yeah, and he sees you. He says, "That's fine. No, I mean, obviously, we are going to be amongst some dignitaries. So I will not tell you how to act, but you are all adults.
I'll leave my rapier here, and then I'll just put it in my bed.
Okay. You're all adults, so not a worry. So you make your way down. He leads clearly, and as he passes by, he sees you see a bit of each time. You see an individual that's walking and lighting each street lamp. It's got the long pole. It takes the time. It's almost the way you take it in, you almost feel like Dovar's almost willingness, but you just see the guy like. And
I wanna screw with him for a second, and when he gets one of the lamps, I wanna like press his dictation out. And
that's some son of a bitch.
I'll do it one more time. I'll just be like,
just jabs it at it.
I like this.
I have my focus, and Rael's on my shoulder, and if that presents a problem, he can fly off. But
Which he's like, he's like, that's not a worry, and then he sees Velafera walking with Navarre, the Jaguar, just like it's like that should be fine. You make your way. You get to this large, almost we'll say stone concrete-like structure. Almost looks like a official parliamentary building. But you, as you walk up the stairs, you see a bunch of other individuals making their way in. You see robed individuals brandishing what you presume to be the wizard robes, with each insignia represented on behind me. You see other well-dressed individuals, some wearing costumes, some not. They've come to celebrate, but they're not going to go through all the jump through all the hoops for it. As you make your way in, rows and rows tables with decadent desserts and meats and a large pig or boar or something that's seemed to be cooked all day. There is a large ballroom style floor where you do see people doing somewhat modern like dances. People look, this is completely out of your element.
yeah.
Mr. Couture, you're familiar with things like this of this nature, and the rest is very, very much so. But as you enter in, you see all sorts of individuals. Off to the side, a dwarven man, just wearing simple robes, representing with a insignia that represents something that you presume to be the symbol of Ayun. You see a human female. wearing her robes with her symbol of the faith on the side of her robes, a tabaxi. You pause for a quick minute as you see the tabaxi, and it's funny too because you actually see this tabaxi is a black-furred jaguar, but wears robes of the wizard school. Yeah. You take notice of a rather old but still spry red-skinned tiefling woman who stands adorned with jewels along her horns as she wears similar robes, but she represents on hers, it has all three symbols for the faith and the fae. You see another individual, a gnomish male who kind of looks a little deceptive, but stands by her side and just seems very like he doesn't want to be here. Moving to the side and holding a small plate with some sort of hors d'oeuvres on it, you see I would say you're not. She is red skin, but no horns. Midriff showing as she's very beautiful. And I would say you two can roll me checks. You can roll me a check as well. Just roll me a straight d20. You would not be familiar with hers. And you would not definitely. You've never met anything like this before.
What kind of check?
Just a straight d20 check.
16.
16?
6.
Okay. She is a fire genasi.
Oh, snap.
And she sits holding,
That's hot.
not wearing her, no boy. At this other point, you see four other individuals not wearing robes at all. One wears the emerald cloak, but his breastplate is more prominent, as you presume he is some sort of a higher ranked individual of the Emerald Guard, a half-orc female that is very, very stout, but she looks a little. She looks a little displeased with being here, but she is dressed rather nice, but lurching over. An elven, you presume to be some sort of wood elf male who dressed rather nice, actually the nicest. And then you see this individual that almost looks like that image that Unido saw. The snout is not as pronounced, but it does look almost wolf in nature, but more human features. Dressed very nice. You are within the gala. What are you guys doing?
I haven't eaten all day, so I'm gonna eat some food.
I haven't drinking all day.
All right. Yeah, you see large cuts of salmon, freshwater, a lot of freshwater fish laid out. You see some other game that's laid out, and it's all present and easy, already cut, so you can just peel and load up your plate. There are sweets and cakes and the like. Drinks to be had, and waiters walking about, passing whether it's liquor and or wine or champagne. They pass it to whoever would like it.
Well, I'll just like get a plate of like meat and vegetables because I'm planning on dancing later, so I don't want to throw up cake everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk back to Dover. I'm like, is there anyone that you want us to talk to specifically?
I want you to talk to whomever you'd like. I'm here with you, and it feels good. It feels good to be part of a group again.
As he walks back to the bar, I would like to just kind of circle the edge of the room, just kind of like catch any bits of conversation, see if there's anything interesting. I'm not interested in anything political, but like any attacks or anything.
Roll me an investigation check.
Danger related. It's gonna be 12. Investigation's 12.
12. Yeah. The one thing you do catch is that you hear the wood elf, the tall male wood elf, speaking to leans over to the wolf-faced male, and says, "Yeah, there's cats. I have these cats. This one of the gardens is just overrun with these cats, and I just have to convince this woman that she can have all of these cats. But it's so hard because she takes care of the garden. So I don't know how do I approach this." He's like, "That's your problem. He goes, I got all these damn wells that are falling apart in Cassidy's slums, and how the hell am I supposed to fix them? I got no fucking money. How am I supposed to get money from the Parliament? They don't want to pay for, it's drinking water. It's a common human human. Yeah, right. But you hear you make that you overhear that conversation is heard.
Oh, when they talk about the gardens, it sounds like they're talking about the gardens that we're staying in, like the gardens of Carius.
Yes. Okay. In the garden area. You presume that is what he's speaking.
Okay.
That is the only place you've really seen gardens. You were at the market, you were in the garden district, and you've not been to anywhere else.
Okay.
Per se.
I think that over for my responsible stuff.
What are you doing?
I'm grabbing a glass of wine and kind of sticking to a corner and just surveying.
Are there any individuals that are like way taller than the rest?
The one that stands the tallest is the tiefling. Almost stands as tall as Eric's, but she almost commands the room. When she moves, everyone just kind of. And she, the way her dress sits, and she's an older woman. It takes her a bit to go, but she just kind of floats across the floor.
It's a little too much authority for me to handle it.
I'd like to go.
Oh, and the tabaxi. Tabaxi stands rather tall as
I was
well.
gonna say I'd like to go walk within 10 feet of the tabaxi.
Okay.
See if I can pick up any closer details.
Okay. Investigation check. It would be perception, but you're looking for specific stuff. So.
17.
17. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You hear a conversation between the human and the tabaxi. They're just casual conversation. She says, next week I get to graduate. The human is saying this. I get to graduate 3 from the shield. I will graduate 4 from the mirror. They should be very, very well prepared for the next semester. I hope. Well, the final exam should be interesting.
I wish I was that. No, not gonna do it yet.
Okay. The rest. You're wallflower. Gotcha. What do you? You're looking for tall people. What are you doing?
Am I covered from head to toe?
It's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did we end up getting? Is the veil and.
You have a veil and a very nice, like, we'll say suit. It's almost similar to him, to Rouse, but he's like, we're not gonna match. So we're gonna change this up a little bit. But you have a nice pair of slacks, shoe. You had a pair of shoes. You looked at your feet. You looked at the shoes. You're like, no. It's like there's a pair of shoes sitting on your bed.
I put them on.
Oh, you put them on? Okay, screw it. I was like, but you slide them on. Rather nice set of shoes, a nice jacket, and we'll say.
What's the color scheme?
I like.
Dark blue or something?
Yeah, dark blue jacket. Dark blue jacket. Heavy buttons, golden, and white shirt. The pants are blue, and they have a red stripe that goes down the side.
Nice.
I'm gonna approach the gnomish male. The one that doesn't look like doesn't want to be there.
Okay, you walk up to him.
And
He looks up to you. You have the veil on your face or no?
Veil on my face.
Okay.
Yeah, no wood showing.
Okay. So you walk up to him. No. You walk up to him, and he looks to you. So, what do you? Can I help you?
And then I do the telepathy link with him. Says, greetings. You seem to be attending this party.
He just gives you a bit of side eye. Most of you can make out this conversation. We'll say you two are snooping, like trying to hear other conversations, so you're not really paying attention. Wallflower, you're like, but you see you kind of walk over and just lean over this gnome. He looks to you. Why do you do that?
It's all I know how to do.
He speaks this too, as you say this, but he verbally says out loud. You'll be careful not to do that to the wrong people. You'll get yourself killed. You're lucky I don't kill you. It's a cool trick. You could utilize that. Are you trained? Fighter?
I am not trained.
could train you. You seem, well, it's hard to make out what you do. Are you of the school? I do not see your robes.
I am not. I am one of Dovar's.
Oh.
Whoa.
Van Boren. Never mind. Very well. I thought you had real magic talents. As you would see approaching, Dovar just kind of like with his long robes and his gait, just kind of steps over, puts his hand on Unido's shoulder. It's like, Unido, I hope this man's not bothering you. Oh yeah, still the beard. Yes. Still the beard. I hope this man. He's like, boy, Van Boren. What brings you here? I was invited. I was invited, and as were my guests. Have you met Unido? Unido, say hello.
I wave.
You wave. You don't say hello.
No.
He's like, the guy looks at you like, all right. Oh, this is yours. Another one of your pets, Dovavar. You kind of like, you see the gnome just kind of orbit, walking around, just sizing up the tall elf man. But he walks around and he's just, yes. Well, he appeared to have some talent. I hope you don't exploit it, Dovavar. Maybe you'll wise up there, kid, and you can head to university and get some real training. Oh no. No, he's fine. Wait, you don't have to be so rude, Benicio.
Benicio.
I forgot to ask his name.
Ta. You don't have to be so rude, Benicio. Good, Unido, let's go. This man's not worth our time. And Dovar escorts you someplace inside the room. We'll say as the music picks up, if you see several people begin to start dancing. Rao, someone runs over to you, a younger woman comes over and just sees you, and she grabs your hand. She's like, "Come on!" And she just pulls you out onto the dance floor.
Go for it. I try to put that flute. I'm just going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shrimp.
I'm free.
I'll give Eric a wink as I leave.
Okay, there you go.
Cheers.
Mr. Rosal, can you make your performance check?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to be completely honest here. This was what I was trying to save my inspiration for.
Oh.
Extra white guy dance.
Okay.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. 16.
16. Yeah. She pulls you out, and you're familiar with the dance, but obviously you've done it with different style of music. This music tends to be almost more we'll say English style, or more modern. But what you're familiar with it more, you get more beats. This is like a little, it's more
like
melody.
This is a 3/4, and I'm
yeah.
a 6/8.
But you still manage to, and she moves with you, and she's like, "Oh, you're pretty good. You're pretty good."
So I'm gonna actually spend my time trying to do my deception training, and I'm gonna start lying to people about who I am.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
In a fun way.
In a fun way.
I'll say, thanks. The dance academy in Sarama taught me this.
You want me a deception
So
check?
that you're starting.
The girl I'm dancing to. That's why it doesn't even matter.
Roll at an advantage because you are from Sarama, so she could not tell you either way. So
17. You said deception. 17 was 4, so 21.
well, they do not have two left feet down there in Sarama. I would have to check this out. And you begin to spin her and twirl her, and just just really getting into it. And all of you see what you know to be Rao just cutting the rug. You're like, and Dovar's like, huh. And he's like, clapping along. He's like, oh, he's really digging it. But
Only lie.
The music progresses, the dance progresses, and the party continues. It is at the we'll say about after. Sorry.
I would like to talk to the people that were talking about the cats in the world.
Okay.
I just need to gather my thoughts first.
No, you're good.
And I'll approach him and I'll say, I'm sorry for the intrusion, but this...
Oh.
Sorry, this seems like a place for connections and perhaps assistance, and I heard that you were both having a problem. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how the way things are done here, but I would like to offer
The city has many problems that aren't well known. We have a few. Extends his hand. Balhorn. I'm part of the Parliament, Garden District specifically. This is my friend Dune. Dune, this individual looks with this wolf dog-like face. Looks to you. Yeah, Dune.
Do I recognize him as a shifter, knowing that I know of goat shifters?
Yeah, I would say because you've encountered what's his name?
Myers.
Thank you.
And I've seen him in the past.
Yes.
Myers was my first.
Yes. You recognize him.
That I saw.
You recognize him to be a shifter, specifically a wolf shifter.
And it was Balhorn and Dune.
Balhorn and Dune.
Wadib. Sorry.
Wadib. Mm-hmm. I should have missed opportunity.
I'll take Balhorn's hand when he offers it.
Yeah, he extends out to you. Problems. Not sure what you overheard. Hopefully you didn't hear anything else prior to this conversation.
Cats and wells.
Cats and wells.
Cats in wells.
Cats and wells. No, yes, there's a woman. I believe she's some sort of druid. Just tends to one of the gardens. Overrun with cats. It's not that great. We're really displeased with it. They tend to smell a little bit.
Oh, yes, one of my companions, and I'll gesture to Valifera, travels with one. It's things I'm getting used to.
And we'll say Valifera the whole time has been like opposite corner of where you are. She's wallflowering it up. She's just surveying the room.
And just like, that's a cat. That's what a cat is. The jaguar, that's what I learned what a cat is. It's
Yeah.
like,
Oh god, you're picturing a garden full of jaguars
like-
and people just like, oh no!
it's like, oh yeah, I can see why you need help with this jaguar problem.
The Weeping Fables.
Weeping Fables?
Weeping Fables garden. There's a woman there, Venetia. Yes, she runs. She tends to the garden. But the cats, there's so many, and we're trying to convince her to either adopt them out or just lessen them. The smell it's a little much.
That seems like a relatively simple problem. Why have you had such an issue?
It's a protected garden. And I apologize. She is not a druid. She's a cleric of Melora. For us to question or ask of this would be, well, it would step on boundaries that we probably don't need to. But if we could convince her to do something out of maybe a charitable type situation, that might help us.
Well, I've seen the gardens, and the city doesn't have much nature, but what there is that I've seen is beautiful. I'd hate to see anything that would destroy it. If it would be helpful, I could perhaps look into it.
And you?
I'm sorry, I work on behalf of Dovavar.
Dovavar, yes, good man, great man, yes, absolutely.
I've fallen into his employ with my companions, and we're taking on
Meanwhile,
right?
Don't let go, Ralph.
I've taken the lead and at least dipped her once by now.
there you go.
Oh,
there you
My
go.
lord.
But seeing as we'll be in the city, I would like something to do while I'm here.
Absolutely. We could send some documentation to Mr. Van Born's, and just something signed saying that if there's anything that happens to you or the situation, that you and your group would take full responsibility for any death or dismemberment, etc., etc., etc.
Because of the cats.
Sure.
I suppose if
Boy.
if that's how things are done.
Well, it's liability.
Then the wild ritual, yes.
Well, yes, we're very familiar with Mr. Van Born. A very good contributor. Donates quite a bit of money to the Parliament. Not enough. Okay.
And I'm sorry, I didn't get the name of your group, the Parliament.
Yeah, the Parliament. We make the yeah. Right. Parliament Funkadelic. No, we make the laws and run the city.
Oh, Oh, I didn't realize you were a man of such importance.
One of many. 13 of us.
Does he look old?
The elf?
Yeah.
Old-ish. He's an elf, so it's hard to gauge.
Yeah. Okay. 'Cause I'm just used to like.
He appears to be like.
Being in charge.
We'll say he does appear to be a wood elf.
Okay.
Does have a different gait than that of Eldrin or a higher elf. Yeah.
Well, then you must be very wise to be in charge of such a great city. I would be happy to help you out in this matter.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, that's great. Your problem gets fixed, and I still got fucking broke-ass wells. Says the other guy.
I'm sorry. Outside of pure manual labor, I'm not sure how to help.
Yeah, we're gonna be
digging ditches.
Yeah. Charity.
I got more gold on me than most manual labor forces make in a year. But I'm still gonna be digging dishes apparently.
Taking a ditch with my silver spoon.
The only thing I could really offer is labor. I'm not sure the political workings of the city.
It's fine. It's fine. Like I said, this should be a charity fundraiser, but it's not. I just got to get things in order, and I can raise some money. It's hard. People don't really give a shit about the Cassidy slums.
Well, I can offer a donation, and I'm gonna reach into my bag because we're raising money here. Yeah. That's what we do.
Nice.
Oh, and I have no idea how much money to give, so I'm just gonna give a handful.
Okay. All right, you hand him a handful of money?
Yeah.
All right, roll me wisdom check.
Okay.
What that 30 gold I am use going to good use.
Nobody likes the Cassidy.
It's gonna be wisdom. It's 13.
13. Yeah, you hand him about 75 gold pieces.
Okay, that's fair.
He looks to you, and obviously this individual is a little less kind than that of the halfling Luca. He's like, thank you.
Hopefully this helps the well issue. It's really what I can do.
It should be. Yeah, this will come in. It's like trying to find he finds a plate and just dumps like 75 gold pieces on the plate. Bless you.
I've been blessed. Give me one before. Oh no.
It was good talking to you, gentlemen. I will be in contact with you.
Okay. Just for the record, you can take an inspiration point for donating to the cause.
Aww. That's a pity inspiration right there.
No, it was nice. Yeah, no, I mean that was the only way. Aside from doing manual labor, that was the only way you were going to fix that problem. But after this conversation what's that? Oh, I know. As this conversation is had, the night progresses. Zovar, at some point, looks to all of you. Says, "I have to retire. I'm getting too old for all of these things. I will see you back at the wild ritual tomorrow." In my cups, I apologize. But please, and him and his wife, they abscond back to the place. The night begins to get later and later. Eventually, you see people beginning to exit out. Do you leave to go back?
Still hanging out with that girl and her friends.
Okay.
I've been hanging out with normal people in a while.
I will be in the first wave to turn in because this is really my scene.
I'm gonna hang around the tabaxi a little bit longer, and just try and pick up as much conversation and see if there's any conversation regarding her people, connections she might have, Lost, etc., etc.
Easily enough. Most of her conversation tends to be about the academy, the university. She speaks very, if any, about her background or tabaxis in general. She speaks of the school. She speaks of the enchantment branch that she runs. The mirror is what it's called. But other than that, she speaks nothing of tabaxis or the city of Lost.
High or low, Pat?
What do you want? Hi.
I say in tabaxi.
Oh.
Far from, how do I put this without sounding like
The line is just under regards.
far from the litter.
Oof. Is that offensive?
No,
It
litter.
sounds a little offensive.
No.
Not litter box.
I don't know what that's still.
Family.
Yeah.
She catches it, looks back to you, and back into back. She says, brokenly, as quite some time. Born here, period. She says at the backseat. Brokenly.
I'll say, still in the backseat. Well, if you ever wish to practice the tongue, you can reach me at Dovivar's care.
You say Dovivar?
Yeah.
She immediately is turned off by the idea of Dovivar Van Born.
Oh, I love it.
She head up and exits. You clear the room.
All right, good. I will leave happily.
Do you leave as
head
well?
out, yeah.
Do you leave as well?
I just chill.
Okay.
Like the last one here.
Do you leave with the rest?
I am staying, still drinking, but taking advantage of the anonymity the mask, sort of anonymity the mask allows, and just like keep scanning the room, see if anyone's like seems more out of place than we are, or is skulking around. And
Yeah,
Perception
the last
check.
one. Yeah, I want to see that too. If I
Yeah,
can.
yep, you can roll as well.
Hey, 15.
6.
Uh,
I'm drunk.
yeah, you're a little bit in your cups. You see nothing that seems out of place. At this point, individuals begin packing up some of the food and moving things and placing it on carts and moving it into a back kitchen area that you guys have not been near. But you see the party is beginning to wrap up. You see Rao, or the visage of an individual that would. No, I mean, well, at this point, yeah, you recast.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like, hold on, I need something more to drink.
I actually have a question. As we're leaving, does it look like they're throwing the food out?
You don't know. You just see him heading back to the back.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like.
But
Are you? But you see. But you would see Roy, Pipaloop, and you do a quick scan. You see them about to leave. Rao, are you leaving as well?
I'm just going.
Okay.
So I'm trying to finish my hour of deception training.
Okay. So are you staying? Are you two staying or leaving?
Basically.
I'm waiting for Rao.
Then I'll wait for Al too.
Okay. You wait for Rao. You two exit. Head back to.
With Elephant, I guess?
Yeah, she would leave with. Taking you about 15 minutes, and your time deceiving would come to fruition.
Okay, and I'll just ask her, "What's your name, by the way?" After an hour of dancing and hanging with this girl.
Vardu.
Vardu? V-A-R-D-U?
V-A-R-D-U.
Beautiful name.
Did you laugh like that when she said it?
And you see a half elven female. Vardu.
I was like, well, fortunately, there's still more celebrations, so I will hopefully see you another night.
Hopefully. You dance rather well.
Thank you. So do you. And I will bow and then walk out.
Okay. You two follow?
Yep.
You two already you are at least a 15-minute head start on them. As you are approaching, you approach the wild ritual. The door is locked to the wild ritual.
This is where we're supposed to go, right?
Yes, Dovar left quite some time ago.
Pick the lock.
You try to pick the lock?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys 15 minutes, and you guys catch up, and you would see Pip. No, you're good. You see Pipalook and Roy, just kind of Pipalook, Roy, and Little Farah.
I just teleport back.
Okay, you teleport into the room.
Yeah, top 4.
Okay, you're in the room. Roy, Pipalook, and Little Farah sit there, and you two walk up. As you approach, the snow is in the sky. The flurries. As the night progressed, it did become a little bit heavier. You see a few families walking past the road, or not walking down the sidewalks. Kids run by, holding candy in their hands. Even at this late hour, it seems, because of the holiday, it's allowed. Curfew be what it may. There are kids running about and families moving about. Is in this instance, as you approach and you attempt to pick the lock, Mr. Kotor and Villafera, you take notice and you see a man. He kind of stops dead in his tracks and he just starts like having some sort of like seizure, and he falls to his knees and eventually slumps down and appears to have collapsed. You see another 3 other individuals very much have a similar reaction, and they fall to the ground. And you see 2 children like have similar, and they collapse to the ground around you.
I would like to rush to the first guy, but as soon as I see a child go down, I'll change my direction to the child.
All right, you run over to the child.
Yeah.
As you do, you get over to the child. Roll me a medicine check.
Oh, my bad. D20 this. It's gonna be 19.
19. As you look over, you roll the child over, and you look at the kid. You see this almost quickly. The skin looks gray. The lips look blue, as it's like some sort of oxygen has been cut off from it. As you stare at the child, the eyes are like quaking. You see the kid wearing makeup. The left side seems to be like blacked out, and the hand seems to be blacked out. And you're not sure what deity that it's representing, but they are clearly dressed for that look of the costume. The other individuals, you stand there, you see the adult individuals, and they not moving, but you see these purple spectral beings float up and rise up from where they stood, and down an alley just across from the wild ritual, you see something float up and move towards, and you see this individual stand wearing a mask and a helm, or a helm that comes up into these long impala-like horns that stretch out and point up, and that holds a sword it holds a sword in its right hand, as when it lifts its left, it is not there. And you see the covering, you see the bit of the mouth on the left-hand side. It seems to be burnt or no longer existing. And it holds out its hand and looks, and it points right at Eric's. And we're gonna jump right back into that in a week.
Yay!
What the hell?
Woo!
What
so
the hell?
worried now.
Woo! All right, thank you for sticking around with us. We
I'm
did
so
go a little
worried
late
now.
tonight, but it's good to be back, and it's good to play the game. We had a lot to get done. There's still a whole lot more to get done. Please tune in next week. We'll find out what's going to happen with this stuff. That's it's very much the Knights of Despair, and we'll see what happens to our intrepid band of adventurers. So please, Easy Roller Dice Company, please check them out. They are helping us out. They got dice trays, amazing dice. They allow for us to have these exquisite things to roll our dice in. Also, please, Sustainable Families Foundation is a great organization that we are working with. If you can, please drop us some bits, and we can pass that on to them. SustainableFamiliesFoundation.org. Also, Carolina Brontes, a great artist, helps us with our artwork. Please check her out at her Twitter. That is @fires_00. Am I forgetting anything? No. I think that's just about it. Please remember, love each other, be awesome, and always remember that adventure is for the bold. Thank you so much. You have a great night.
Bye-bye.